jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Exquisite Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. News broke this morning that the assassin is in custody. His name is Tyler Robinson, age 22, student from Utah. He was telling his folks not long before the shooting and the murder in cold blood of Charlie Kirk that he thought Charlie was full of hate. I'm just reading the headlines here. We can do a deeper dive in a second from the press conference. But on the firing casings, said, hey, fascist, catch. As well as what looks like Italian referring back to anti-fascist songs in the Italian setting, as well as some, say, online trolling memes, and if you can read this, you're gay, LMAO. Those are all in the casings. 4 phrases engraved on casings and ammo. He did attend Utah State, but only for 1 semester after getting a scholarship. His father worked in law enforcement as a sheriff. They live 260 miles south of where the campus was, where the assassination occurred. Apparently $600,000 home. A lot of stuff on social media from his mom, from his dad, from his family of when he was a teenager growing up. And my suspicion at this point is something changed in the last few years. And we can only guess just based on those phrases etched in the bullet casings. But I want to know more. I thought the press conference, and we can play clips of it, done earlier today by the governor of Utah, he has been graceful in this situation, was quite well done and a very good message. Kash Patel telling him, I'll see you in Valhalla, brother. Telling Charlie that directly. President was on Fox and Friends this morning. Of course, talking about Charlie Kirk. I'll bring you clips of that. They also got into some other issues. We're starting to see this all play out. And online, you're already starting to see the politics of this. The fast and rapid hot takes. And I swear, I believe in free speech, but there's moments where I'm like, no, I think some of y'all are so dumb, you shouldn't be allowed in the club. Like, we need to segregate our social media even more. In fact, I've been blocking liberally. Instead of engaging on post, how about I don't have to engage with that person? Because you know what that post that person put up probably doesn't tell me everything about that person. Maybe there's more to life than that person's political opinions. I'd like to believe that. But no, we're back to this dog eat dog. The tyrant in you is the tyrant in me, and I'll take your ass out if you say the wrong word. Can't go down that road. You know that little ditty, that little song that just the music that comes in? I do have lyrics to it. And it's something I've thought for 20 years, since I was a teenager, since I was beginning to be radicalized. And you better believe, having been on the fringes, especially in the weird, wild world of low-T beta male libertarianism, live and let live, harmlessness is virtue. Oh, I had plenty of temptations to go full-on radical. But instead, what my mind always goes back to is this message. That little ditty I played. You heard it, right, Troy?
I sure did.
The lyrics, without playing the whole song, is the taste is so bitter it's stuck on the tips of your teeth. It's an old inquisition. Whose boot am I beneath? So blind to justice, the mob is out to settle the score. Rise up, scream out, protest more, more, more. But don't you know the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me? Where's the liberty? The trick is so ancient, the book is covered in dust. It's that trusty declaration, the people must do what they must. So deaf to reason, the crowd marches to the drum as the silver-tongued ones scream out, fee, fi, fo, fum. Don't you know the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me? Where's the liberty? The fear is so timeless, it's stuck in the base of your brain. It's that old-time religion. Remember the good old days? So daft of freedom, the rabble renders their own chains. And with gilded hope and love, they give themselves the reins. But don't you know the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me? And you just set him free. Where's the liberty? Evildoers must be held to account. I don't want you thinking anything other than that's what I believe. Evildoers must be held to account, and they should be held to account in a just and swift way. Long before this event this week, we've been talking about this over and over again. We're dropping the ball on the basics, on the very basics. But when I look at stuff online, people are nowhere near that. It's just the same thing over and over again. People talking to each other in bad faith, talking out of their ass and from their gut instead of using the mind and soul that they were given. Talking a mile a minute, saying nothing. I was praying for peace yesterday, and I continue to pray for peace because I need it. I need it, and it's all over the place. It's oscillating from, life's all right. This is why I've took time off. I'm not looking at online. I'm not looking at the stupid news and all the different angles and people trying to make sense of this in real time. If that's your game, go for it. I took time off and I talked to family. How are the people I actually love doing? So are we going to stir this all up? Have another snarky comment about how gun control could have prevented this? You seriously want to ban bolt-action rifles that go back to the late 1800s? That have been passed down by 5-6 generations? Nonsense. And it's the same old crap we've heard for years. But if we had done this, you live in an utopian mindset. And that's what this is. Everybody thinks, I'm on the side of the angels, they're on the side of evil. It's what you see time and time again. And in fact, that's what you continue to see being said about Charlie Kirk. He just spread hate. He just spread racism. He just spread he spread like anti-trans messages, and he belittled people, and he engaged in stochastic or whatever stupid term you want to come with, terrorism, which is just like he said mean words to make us feel bad. When often what he was to some of you was the garlic to your vampire, the crucifix to your vampire. And he wasn't trying to stab you in the heart. He was trying to just say, and y'all react in all sorts of ways. The evildoer, this kid, who apparently his father talked him into talking to a pastor, kid turned himself in. He must have the full weight of justice. The full weight. Utah is a death penalty state. And there is always still a time for forgiveness. Can only imagine. I saw a photo of Erica Kirk, her riding, putting her hand out the window, holding her rosary. There will be much need for forgiveness. And you've noticed, too, there's anger like the outburst I just shared here at the beginning of this program. But there's prayer vigil after prayer vigil after prayer vigil taking place for Charlie. There are folks that wonder, well, why is this such a big deal compared to all the other violence that happens all over the world? Oh, is it just because he was a white Christian and conservative? If that's what you really think, you're not thinking. You're letting, again, your ass and your gut, your glands do your thinking for you. You've been trained like a dog to yap when they say yap. Why is this such a high-profile deal? Well, why was the train that happened in Charlotte, why was that a big deal? Why was George Floyd a big deal? He wasn't a big household name. Why was RFK Jr. or father, Bobby Kennedy being shot, a big deal? MLK being shot, a big deal. Number one, this stuff becomes a big deal in this day and age. And you don't need to have a name. You don't need to be white. You don't need to be Christian. You could be whatever. If it fits the right narrative, if there's a video of it, it's a big deal. And if it's video that scars people, traumatizes people, makes them think the worst and go down to the worst depths, it goes big, baby. Doesn't matter if you're a drug addict in Minneapolis who's going through a drug overdose after you're shuffling off false bills. Or if you are the child prodigy of the conservative movement. It's a big deal because the whole world, millions and millions, saw him have his throat essentially ripped from him in seconds. They saw the blood. That's why it's a big deal. And God love those people who aren't political, who aren't political, who say this is wrong. Thank God for y'all. Thank God for you political people that spout all the Democratic talking points all day because that's your perspective, whatever, and you said this was wrong. Thank God for you. But that's why it's a big deal. Because we got video of it, and because Charlie was a special person. But the squabbling will continue. This is why I've started to block liberally and honestly stopped looking at this other than for the purposes of trying to gather what's going on. The reason I pray against things like resentment is because I have resentment. The reason I pray for peace is because I need it. And if there's any message I ever preach consistently, it is the tyrant in you is the tyrant in me. It is Solzhenitsyn that the good and evil of this world runs through every human being's heart. And that it is uniquely politics and the lust for political power and to dominate your fellows that will uniquely pull you to hell. Should you punish the evildoer? Yes. Should you preach what you believe, including the gospel of Jesus Christ with all your might, even if they rip out the throat you're using to preach it? Yes, do that. tired of these gnats in this studio. I need to fumigate the place. Every time I'm in the middle of a serious rant, and now I got gnats in my face. Guess what I'm doing here right now is I'm letting out the anger. Because this is, it's good that the authorities have caught this guy. It adds a whole other wrinkle to the story, even though we don't have a lot of details. Can you imagine being a father? And your son that you tried to raise right did this? And you have to make the choice to say, turn yourself in? Could you imagine being Erica Kirk with a 3-year-old daughter and a 18-month-old son? And yes, you might bring up all the other tragedies that happen in this world, and they are many, they are few. But one of the greatest tricks the devil pulls is to say, your suffering ain't nothing compared to my suffering. Don't you talk about suffering. My suffering's bigger. And since you don't care about my suffering, why should I care about your suffering? It's an awful trick. I suppose what I'm trying to do right now is I feel like every day, half of what I do is having to consume poison. And I'd like to spit it out. Or if somebody wants to help suck the womb, they can. Anyway, welcome into the show. It's a Friday. Not a normal Friday. I'm not alone either. Both my middle-aged male friends are here.
That's not true. You got one more.
At least he didn't say elderly.
Yeah. How you two gentlemen doing? Troy Carrico, Eddie Bader here in the studio.
I'm pretty good.
Every banquet a meal, every paycheck a king's ransom.
Sorry, just had to let that out.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to start calling you Gato from Jujutsu Kaisen, eating the curses. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. I thought you were saying something
something else, but I was behind you 100%.
Stop it with your hateful homophobia. Stop it.
Gato.
Right.
Good God. I think we go with that anyway.
But yeah, I am a little trepidatious asking either of y'all, how do you feel right now? Because I know how I feel. And I know like it does come in waves. I've noticed as soon as I start getting down the social media rabbit hole, that's exactly what I just did the first 20 minutes there. Mm-hmm. That's what makes I feel like. One thing that does make me feel better is I see these old clips of Charlie, and some of them are just fantastic. And these will live forever.
Yeah.
That's great. That, many have said, the guy's a martyr.
Yes.
Because he was about speech.
Mm-hmm.
And first and foremost, and people asked him even, and this is what's so sad too, is that there's so many clips of this guy, so many interviews. He's talked about almost everything under the sun.
Yep.
So they asked, what do you want your legacy to be?
Yeah.
And he didn't say politics.
Nope.
No.
He said spreading the gospel of Christ and looking out for his family. He's
a true disciple, all right, a disciple, and we need more of that. And I would argue this: he was killed, and you know this, because he was an unapologetic, God-fearing Christian man, and it's not a beta.
Yeah.
And did not want anyone else to have to live in that legacy. And I think, why is that? We've heard it ad nauseum. There's dark forces moving. But it's time to take up the sword of righteousness, gild thyself with the armor and the shield. And it's time.
Yeah.
Don't let this be lost, Joey. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it better not be. I'm happy they found him. The process begins. I'm sure we'll learn more going forward.
Apparently, dude wore a Trump costume at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was just strange. I just
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'll just read, here's the New York Post write-up of this, saying Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, had become increasingly political in recent years and ranted just before killing him that the conservative activist was, quote-unquote, full of hate. And that's, again, it's one of these ironies, and it doesn't just happen to leftists, folks. I know we're in the mood, and I get it, and I'm not unaware. I agree with President Trump about George Soros. Again, I get it. But I'm also going to constantly say, check yourself, because you're a human being too. And as great and as good as human beings can be, we can be awful too and change on a dime. What looks like happened with this kid. Just a few years, you're in a different space. But isn't it ironic that the people that say so-and-so is full of hate are often the ones who are overflowing with it?
Yeah.
To the point of killing the person they feel like is full of hate. Robinson, a 22-year-old former student at Utah Valley University, was seething about Kirk's upcoming campus appearance during a dinner days before he fatally shot the close friend of President Trump. Authorities said the suspect went on about how he didn't like Kirk and the viewpoints he had, said Utah Governor Spencer Cox at a press briefing this morning, explaining a family friend at the dinner had recalled the exchange for authorities. Robinson raised that Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. Quoting the family pal, the governor of Utah says, who acknowledged that he was turned off by the level of vitriol being spewed by the suspect. The killer was turned in by his dad, though a minister who was a family friend, or through a minister, like I said earlier. Robinson at first told his dad he'd rather kill himself than surrender, and they convinced him otherwise. 3 unfired casings found in the chamber of the rifle reportedly used by Robinson included left-wing slogans such as, "Hey, fascist, catch!" engraved on the side along with an up arrow, a right arrow, and 3 down arrows. Another feature, the words, was Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao,
Mussolini,
referencing a popular Italian anti-fascist song. A third casing engraved, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO," was found in the chamber of the weapon, a Mauser Model 98 bolt-action rifle with a scope mounted on it. The inscription on the fired casing reads, "Notice bulges, OWO, what's this?" which is apparently a meme, especially associated with a particular video game. So, and it is that mix of the banal
sure,
and the troll with this sort of like, I'm going to into this guy.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine the more they're going to dig in on this kid, like I said, I'd rather kill myself than turn. I bet that wasn't the first time he thought about it.
Right. So I'll kill someone else.
I'll kill the guy who's full of hate.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of like look
dude,
in the mirror, dude.
The dude's preaching redemption, and he ain't listening. But apparently he got, what is it, Joey? You talk about when you're young, you go to college, and I know that you went to technical school, so you don't get to, no, I'm joking. Yeah, Eddie. What is it when you're young and you start exploring things? Like when I went to college, I was an idealist. I mean, I was in the military,
sure.
But I still believed in international law. I was exploring all these. Then I started getting a reality, right? The liberals, Eddie, want us to believe these things are normal. Transgender, aberrations before God, all these things, prayer is not needed. But that's not how the world really works.
How old were you when you were in college?
I was 7. I graduated at 17 to 21. I was commissioned at 20. I couldn't even drink beer. But I realized I was different than I was, Eddie, when I grew up at my little farming town. But at the same time, you always return to your roots if you're raised right. And apparently this kid was exploring and just lost his shit.
I mean, I was the same way. I was younger, very idealist. I thought we deserved, government was screwing us over. We deserved, to live like we were in Dubai. And then as I got older, I realized there's no thing as a chip-free sandwich.
That's right, brother.
And but I was the same way. I would, and we laugh. A couple of buddies of mine laugh because we've turned out the way we have when we were just idealists like crazy to begin with. And unfortunately, he sent 2 of his daughters to college in Tampa.
Oh, really?
And he just went for their graduation last year, and he was heartbroken.
Was it Eckerd? Was it Eckerd?
I don't remember.
My niece went to Eckerd, came back a liberal.
Yeah, well, that might be the case because he spent a ton of money and he's just heartbroken.
Sounds like
he's
Eckerd,
got 2
private
lives
school.
now. Yeah.
But in the photos shared online, I'm looking at several of them here in this story. As the New York Post says, it looks like a normal happy family. Pictures show the parents and their 3 kids enjoying trips to gun shows, vacations at theme parks,
Don't throw the gun show out there always.
and sporting events. There is
Quality time
no
with your dad.
no indication of a prior criminal record. A search of state and national public records shows. As authorities continue to build up a picture of Robinson's actions and words in the days leading up to the shooting, authorities interviewed Robinson's roommate, who showed them many Discord messages from the suspect sent after the shooting, including ones telling him to retrieve a rifle and giving details about where it would be found wrapped in a towel in a wooded area close to the Utah Valley University campus. And at the press conference they did last night when they put out the images, which is what triggered the parents to be like, oh, that's him.
Yeah. Yep,
and all his friends would be like, oh, crap, that really is him. He really did do it. The video shows after the shot, he does run across the roof. And the way he jumps off the roof, I mean, like I would have broke my knees. That was quite a jump.
Adrenaline, baby.
Yeah. And then runs across to the wooded area that you see where they found this. And I'm not the gun enthusiast. What do you make of this firearm that he has?
It's a standard sporting hunter. And here's the thing. My first thought was when the shot was fired, Eddie, I always think strategically, okay, where was the point of attack? It's coming down at an angle. It was a headshot, but the bullet dropped.
That's it. Thank you.
Unfortunately, not hitting the shoulder, hitting the jugular, which, excuse me, but I'll tell you what, I've seen something like this in real time, and Charlie was probably dead by the time he was flat on the ground.
Yep.
Right? It's because so much blood loss instantly.
Yes, sir.
But the thing about it is this: the rifle is only good if it's zeroed and someone knows how to handle it. So it was a personal firearm to the family. Yep. He probably hunted deer with it.
Yeah, self-trained. There's no doubt.
So yeah, I mean, it was an easy shot for someone in that case.
But that's what a lot of people, and I guess it's just the ignorance of gun culture in the U.S. now. 200 yards to me, to most people, that's nothing. I had to literally explain it to someone yesterday from my house. I was like, you see that over there? That's 200 yards.
And if it's a clear line of shot coming down, anybody can do that, right?
Yeah. Robinson was turned in, as we mentioned earlier, after his father recognized him in the photos released by the FBI last night. The father called the Washington County Sheriff's Department and confronted his son when he returned home, at which point Robinson admitted he was the gunman. Robinson's father asked him to turn himself in, but his son replied he'd rather kill himself. The father then convinced his son to speak with their youth minister, who also serves as a task force officer with the U.S. Marshals Service. The minister called the FBI and agents took Robinson into custody.
Says here, Reuters is reporting that he was a registered, confirmed member of the Democratic Socialist Party and Antifa.
That's Reuters. Yeah. And I've seen the photos too, him wearing the DSA
saw it in Reuters,
shirts and like sweatshirts and whatnot. So a lot more needs to be looked into this. I do think what's coming is there might be a bit more crackdown on Antifa in a large way. Not just Antifa explicitly. Trump was saying this morning on Fox and Friends, he's in particular looking at Soros. So
they need to go over to Greece and bring him and his son to justice here.
But, pardon me my little outrage and outburst there at the beginning, because I think when I look online, it is a pressure cooker. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
It is.
So
what's the old frog in the water, the boiling water? When you get it up to temperature, it just takes time, but you can do it.
How about this? Let's hit a break. If you want to get in on the conversation, 272-9228. First, though, this part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue.
I can't help but look around the room here, and there's no Smokehouse Barbecue in here.
I know. I haven't been much to eat.
Do I have to start a TikTok page of how many days I go in a row that Joey doesn't bring some Smokehouse Barbecue into the studio?
I thought that it's more on your way.
No, we're kind of.
No, you sure? You sure about that?
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. Do you trust me to bring it here, to make it here? I mean, last time
yeah.
It did. But
yeah, and it was great. I think you're really good at it.
I think your okra was.
Hell no. Where's the nacho cheese?
And it's so good. Last time you brought pulled pork sandwiches?
Pulled pork sandwiches. And both of us were amazed because we both like fried okra. It wasn't soft.
Yeah,
and it
travels great.
It travels very well.
And then you stopped by there for breakfast.
Yeah, man, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Listen, it's like to me. I told Joey, Smokehouse is like Walmart when it was open 24 hours. You want liquor? You want
Everything
biscuits
you
and
got.
gravy? Do you want Budweiser or do you want some
And
live
is
music?
it true that you put brisket on those cheese
Oh,
curds?
yeah.
That's,
Listen,
that's
I
a
made
combination I didn't think of,
It's
but now
the
I'm all
best,
about
too.
it.
It's good, man.
No,
I'm
it's
all about it.
incredible.
That sounds
it's
good.
incredible.
I've had the cheese grits many a time. I didn't think to do
Put
that.
the brisket on it.
Man, folks, the point is get by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue, whether it's lunch, that great meat and three every lunchtime, or like on a Friday night, like tonight, if you want to enjoy, say, some live music, entertainment, to get an adult beverage at the bar, get some great barbecue, friends, fellowship, fun. They got you covered there at Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And don't forget that breakfast. Open at 6:30, and they do the breakfast Tuesday through Sunday. So y'all check them out today. Same location they've always been, Main Street in Millbrook, and be sure to tell them that those fellas on the radio, Joey, Eddie, and Troy, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. Summer is winding down and fall is fast approaching. Kids head back to school, routines become more structured, and we dive back into our busy schedules. Those busy schedules can be tough on our feet, but they don't have to be. At the Good Feet Store, our arch supports are designed to make any season comfortable by fitting into your favorite seasonal shoes. Good Feet arch supports provide the stability your feet need, supporting all four arches and helping to alleviate pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. Whether you're getting back to work, running errands, or navigating to the kids' sports activities, Good Feet arch supports have got you covered. Stop in your local Good Feet store today or make an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet store is in Montgomery, across from the shops at East Chase. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today or just stop by. I'm Jonathan Cotton, and we look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. So far this year, over 2,600 homes have sold and closed in the River region. 55% of these homes sold in 60 days or less, and sellers are receiving close to 98% of listed price. Over the last year, average prices in the River region have increased over 10% from last year. We do have more inventory now to show buyers before they purchase. There are homes in all price ranges available for buyers interested in moving. As a seller, it's a great time to sell through a realtor and gain access to many buyers, not just one or two. If you are a buyer, having more homes to pick from gives you better choices before you buy. Our market is now more balanced between a buyer and seller market than we've seen since 2019. Get the facts, see the inventory, get a great local lender to help you, and an agent that's going to look after your interests. For all the facts, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Officially 10 days away from the official start of fall, but believe me, summer is not done yet. Each day is getting a little hotter. In fact, I've got us in the lower 90s today with plenty of sunshine. And over the weekend, still storm-free and dry with highs in the lower 90s. At least the nights are comfortable. We're looking for mid-60s tonight. That's good. Continue through Monday and middle 90s by Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Folks, I now want to play something if the internet will behave. David Asbell, good friend of mine, great guy in Alabama politics, he shared this initially. Jeff Poor picked it up, put it on 1819 News, and it is Ronald Reagan's response in 1972 after the assassination attempt against George Wallace. So let's listen in to what Ronald Reagan had to say in a similar situation. I'm sure more eloquent than I.
Oh, no, this is a news bulletin that I'm sure would be of great interest to every one of you. It's just been handed to me by Ed Gray, my press secretary, passed down the table here, that the AP and the UPI report that George Wallace has been shot during an appearance at Laurel, Maryland. He was taken to a hospital by ambulance. There are no further details as yet. Well, that gives me a chance, and I don't suppose there's any question anymore about any questions. But isn't this, again, something of what we've been talking about? We've had such tragedies in the last several years in the area of political candidates and office holders of this kind. And isn't this an outgrowth of the hatred that seems to have been injected into what has in the past has been simply normal competition and normal rivalry and certainly election year emotionalism and all? But if something is to be done about this kind of tragedy for anyone, isn't it necessary that all of us review our own attitude and say, yes, it is possible for men and women of goodwill to differ, to have opposing viewpoints, to discuss and debate them, and perhaps never to come to agreement on them. But as God is in his heaven, do we have to hate each other to the point that people with less balance are stimulated to deeds of this kind?
Well said. And I didn't realize it was like in real time with the crowd in front of him. It shows the grace of that man at that time. And But what's crazy is that's 50 years ago, essentially?
Yeah.
More than 50 years ago. Yeah. It's a very similar thing. Like, why do we got to hate each other so much?
You know, what's funny is you think back, we've talked about this before, just a little bit before your time, Joey, but back in the 80s, you remember when Tip O'Neill, who was a real Labor Party Democrat, if you will, and Reagan could meet and cobble something out. There was discussion. There was give and take. There was debate. There's no more of that. Everything's polarized now.
Well, I think at that time they did not have party before country, but I think they've changed their way.
Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Well, though, I suspect, what would like the anti-fascists say, that Reagan was a fascist? Yeah. And it's like, actually, Reagan was just a great American who brought down the communists. He won. What he was asked, what was his policy for the Cold Wars? We win, they lose.
That's right.
And they did lose.
And he did it without firing a single shot.
Amen. And that's also something I, generally speaking, want to say. A lot of this can be stopped with more diligence in terms of the crime, and that is on the police front, that is on the judicial front. Yeah. A lot of this can be stopped to where you can be so forceful, you need not be violent. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
In geopolitics, it's a great example. You're so forceful, you're so capable of projecting force that they can't even keep up funding they can't even keep up with you. And in some ways, when a authority is powerful enough and is feared enough, they need not use violence.
Right.
You
Often.
There's
always people that test that.
You have to use it occasionally to keep credibility. That's the thing.
And it doesn't mean rounding people up. It doesn't mean like all these freaking Netflix shows where it's like, how many times do I have to hear about the Nazis? Like, I've seen them. I've watched them. They're good movies. But dadgummit, is this whole time y'all been doing movies about Nazis? You just been thinking, oh, that's just like all the Republicans in my house. In my house, yes. Yeah. That my husband, who's now my ex-husband, he was just a fascist or whatever. And it's like, oh my God, you would have called the people that stormed the beaches of Normandy fascists.
Yeah, listen, but what is the goal of all left globalist, socialist, Marxist, whatever ism you want to add to it? It's the destruction of Western culture.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. Islam seeks our destruction.
Yeah, that's right.
There are people that operate fifth columns inside our country, and there's one way to fix it: ass-kicking violence. And it's about time I mean, I'm not joking, y'all. What I've witnessed this week, peace through superior firepower, Eddie. That's the way it works.
That's where I've been my whole life.
Pretty torqued about it.
No kidding.
I got a flamethrower too, brother.
Yeah,
I'll bring some burn with it, man.
Yeah. My question becomes though, okay, this kid did this. Who's the target?
Yeah.
And then you've been in parts of the world where you see the reprisals of ethnic conflict. Like I don't need to lecture you. And I don't want this country to become a frickin' civil war hellhole of urban warfare. I'll put it that way.
Let me ask you this though. If we believe that in history we see X and Y ascending and descending axes in cultures and in empires, if we notice when the decline of the Roman Empire is occurring and then the rise of outsiders such as the Vandals and the Goths, we know that there's a cross section there where there is going to be conflict.
Yes.
Might as well be preemptive rather than reactive. I'm sorry. I've had enough, and I speak my mind. I'm telling you now, keep calm, return fire, keep reloading.
But if you engage in vigilante justice, should you not be arrested too?
Yeah, with the current courts, you'll face more than the person that you took out.
Well,
but I'm just saying,
that's
only if you get caught, Eddie. It's only if you get caught.
Well, just like we see in the subway, if you take up for somebody these days, you will end up in court.
I don't know, man.
And by the way, I'm only entertaining this, and the reason I keep praying for peace is because I get it. Just let's play out the whole situation.
Pray for peace, but prepare for war.
Yes.
You got to, guys. I mean, just saying, it's here. We didn't bring it. They did. And I mean that. I say they. Violence has never been my first. As a soldier, I do not want war. I do not want combat.
No.
But they're forcing our hands.
Like my dad used to say, don't make me pull this fan.
That's right. I will wear you out.
And every once in a while, he had to remind me, oh, yeah, that means something.
Well, I have a sense the state of Utah is going to deal with this kid.
Oh, I think so. And I think swiftly, too. I think there will be an example.
So. But I
hope you're right.
Yeah.
Gas chamber hanging.
They
still do gas chamber hanging and firing squad.
They still do, but will they?
I think they will. The Mormons, they're very angry, probably.
I hope so.
They should be.
272-9228. We got a few calls rolling in here. First, this part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting and their River Region Contracting. Todd Clark and the team are ready to help you with that roof of yours. And whether it's an asphalt shingle roof or metal roof, both need to be inspected for unique problems that can crop up and often crop up early. You won't ever notice them. And when you begin to notice them, it's been like a 5-10 year problem. And that's a very costly thing to fix. And the insurance company's going to fight you.
They will say you were neglecting it.
Yep. Negligence. They'll throw that fancy multisyllabic word at you. Instead, go with River Region Contracting. Get an inspection done on a regular basis. And why not do it every year at least? Because their inspections are always free. They're River Region Contracting.
Accurate.
Yes, and accurate. And they'll, if they find an issue, write up an estimate free.
Yep. And
they're insurance specialists, so they can walk you through that insurance claims process. They'll check them out today. That number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Wet feet, melting popsicles, puppy prints. Summer is hard on floors, but Pergo Vinyl by Mohawk is kid-proof, pet-proof, and life-proof. And right now during the Pergo event at Prattville Carpet, you can get luxury vinyl, worry-free floors, plus up to $1,000 in rebates on qualifying Pergo products. So gorgeous new floors up to $1,000 back. And did I mention 12 months no interest? Get the details and shop Mohawk's Pergo event now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Jenny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Jenny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Jenny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JennyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JennyKingCleans.com.
Jenny King, the king of clean.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to the program. Let's go to old voice. Hadn't heard in a while. Talk to Dr. Ken. Hey, Ken.
Hey, Joey.
Good to hear from you.
Thanks. Same to you. As I told Eddie, I hear you over the airwaves instead of over the wireless most of the time now. But I want you to know I like most of your rant. I think your rant was certainly, number one, justified. Earlier this morning, I liked most of what the governor of Utah had to say until he excused himself from being too preachy, and then he immediately went on to be, in my opinion, quite a bit preachy.
I saw that too. Yes.
Yeah, I think in all due respect, we know how we feel, and I feel sure I'm speaking for not just a majority, but a vast majority. They are the ones who project fascism and evil to other people. Just like most of the time with projection, you look and it's a relief mechanism for them, and it comes across as hostility to the other person, to the other group. My emphasis would be to concentrate on and worry about the generations that are coming along. They should be invited to ask themselves, do you feel better? Did this accomplish some of your goals?
Amen.
When you view what happened, and when you view the aftermath and this gentleman's family, do you feel better? Have you advanced anything? And if you do, then you need to be invited to go look in the mirror.
Amen.
Because you've proved you're part of the problem. So I hope we, speaking for what I hope is a big majority, I hope that's the way we feel about the generation coming along. Not that we have to prepare for retaliation. I think we're well equipped for that. But then again, as we've just seen, so are they.
Indeed. Thank you, Ken.
You guys,
Ken.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much.
Good to hear from him. Let's go to Jimbo. Hey, Jimbo.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yo, man, it's great to talk to you, man. I listen to you every day, and really, what I want to say is this: is that there's a lot of religions, okay, and man, this is a saying I come up with: Christianity is our religion is crap. Okay. And the reason I say that, a lot of people look at me funny. But if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, that's the main thing. Because religions believe in a lot of different things. But if you follow Jesus Christ, then you can't go wrong. My thing is this. Think about Charlie Kirk. He was a godly man, and he followed his faith. He was not ashamed of Christ, okay? And so we want to look at it like this. Well, we hope it affects millions and millions of people, and it will, in what he believed, in what he spoke. But I can promise you this: it's the same way with me. If one person comes to Jesus Christ, to salvation from his death, he's happy with that. And that's what I wanted to say. It's not about all this other stuff. It's about salvation.
Amen. And that's what Charlie himself said so many times.
Yep.
And I appreciate that, Jimbo. Thank you, sir.
Well, and that's what I wanted to say. I hear so much. You want to. I told my daughter this morning. Yeah, it made us angry when we seen a man like Charlie Kirk die. But you know what? He was Stephen was a martyr for the church. Peter was. Paul was.
They all were. Yeah.
And what did it do? What did it do? It expanded Jesus Christ, and that's what we gotta do. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or what your beliefs are on that is what do you believe as far as your faith?
Here.
Jimbo, my wife says, Jimbo, that if you were the only person, Joey, here on earth, Jesus still would have came here and died for your sins.
Yeah.
And you think of that, that's very personalized and it's real.
Well, it is, and listen, I cannot push my beliefs on anybody. And listen, I just ministered to a guy 15 or 20 minutes ago about Jesus Christ. And now listen, I planted the seed. Now, whether he accepts that or not, I don't know. But that's not up to me.
Right.
That's up to the Holy Spirit moving in him. And listen, even this guy that they've got that they think murdered or assassinated Charlie Kirk. Listen, I don't wish any ill will against him, but I guarantee you, Charlie Kirk would think this: if it brings him to salvation, to Jesus Christ, and he will be in heaven one day, well, hey, it's worth everything that he did, and that's the way I feel about it.
And you're right. If the thief on the cross could be in paradise with Christ, the next, so can anybody.
Absolutely. We look at corporal punishment. What did Jesus Christ go through? Corporal punishment.
Right.
We have to pay the sin. We have to pay the price for what we do on this earth. But we can also have salvation at the end of it.
Well, I appreciate the call, Jimbo. Good call. Thank you, Jimbo.
Thank you so much.
Joey, one of the things I'm torn with in my faith, and we've shared a lot of offline talks, is people think that meek is weak. Christ was not a pacifist. Make no doubt about it. He was a revolutionary. He turned the tables over on the moneylenders. He chastised others. He had two apostles, John and James, sons of Zebedee, named Boangers. Boangers means sons of thunder. They carried their swords and they cut off the ear of the centurion. It's not about being pacifist. You have to take the sword that is given to you. Jesus says this: for those of you that have no sword, sell your cloak, for you will need a sword. He's saying go bare-chested with a weapon one day, because you're going to need it in this world of evil. And that's where we're at.
272-9228. It's 334-272-9228. We've got to hit the stop hour break, hopefully with Austin Branco on the other side of it.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. In other news, President Trump has threatened sending the National Guard to Portland, Oregon to quell protesting. There have been nightly protests at the city's U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement building since June. Authorities have identified a 22-year-old Utah man in custody in connection with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Utah Governor Spencer Cox identified the man as Tyler Robinson, who said he had become more political in the run-up to the fatal shooting. And a plane carrying more than 300 South Korean workers released after days of detention in Georgia has now landed in South Korea. Stocks are mixed, the Dow dropping 161 points. The NASDAQ is ahead 98. This is SRN News.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741-GOLD.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Officially 10 days away from the official start of fall, but believe me, summer is not done yet. Each day is getting a little hotter. In fact, I've got us in the lower 90s today with plenty of sunshine. And over the weekend, still storm-free and dry with highs in the lower 90s. At least the nights are comfortable. We're looking for mid-60s tonight. That's good. Continue through Monday and middle 90s by Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. All classes were canceled as a result of a terroristic threat directed at Alabama State University on Thursday. Following a thorough search and investigation, officials confirmed there was no credible danger to students, faculty, or staff. The threat was a result of a swatting email sent to ASU early Thursday morning. A Montgomery man was sentenced Thursday for the murder of his 2-year-old son. Lauren Haggard will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. Haggard's 2-year-old son died of injuries caused by blunt force trauma at his Berkeley Drive home on July 5, 2022. Haggard left his son's body to decompose for several days before police were notified. Governor Kay Ivey kicked off her back-to-school tour at Carver Elementary in Montgomery on Thursday. The governor, participating in the school's 9/11 Remembrance program, spoke with students about the importance of education. Ivey emphasized the future of Alabama depends upon the learning capabilities of its students. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway. Still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care, just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Barenko with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Hanging in there, Joey. Sorry I missed you guys on Wednesday.
Oh, all good, man. All good. Let's just do a little economic update. Like, where are we at? And seems like talk of we're going to be pulling some rate cuts forward. It'll be sooner rather than later, but all that really depends on the underlying economic situation. So what's going on?
Yeah, so markets are still continuing to hit all-time highs. The Dow has pulled back a little bit today, but the S&P and NASDAQ are both up. Gold is skyrocketing. In the ETF space and mutual fund space, I believe I've seen kind of some gains taking from larger institutions, your BlackRocks and Vanguards, and your large blue chip equity ETFs. You've seen some gains being taken there, I think, just out of, I wouldn't say an abundance of caution, but when you get a run up like this in a short period of time, it's the prudent thing to do. So you've seen a little bit of that, which is potentially why you're seeing a little bit of the pullback in the Dow. But all in all, we're continuing to hit record highs. I did see a report out of Goldman earlier in the week talking about if we get this rate cut that's anticipated on the 17th next week, you might see just a quick pullback, kind of a sell the news type situation, but I don't think it would be anything that's prolonged. So all in all, markets are happy. I do think a decrease in rate is going to help borrowers. I think you could see the housing market kind of find stable footing. And so all in all, I like where we are right now, continuing to keep the finger on the pulse going forward. But one other thing, I don't know if you've seen it in the news or not, but it's intriguing given what's going on kind of in the world right now, is it does look like Paramount Sky is putting in an offer for Warner Brothers, which is a unique dynamic. Warner Brothers Discovery owns CNN, and Paramount Sky is backed by Larry Ellison, who's a known conservative. So when you want to talk about kind of the media has shifted pretty severely left, I think, in most people's opinion. And I think that's something that many wouldn't argue. CNN being kind of the leader of that leftist agenda. If they do get bought out and purchased by Paramount Sky, backed by a conservative financer, I think you could see maybe a swing back towards the middle in media. But that's something we're watching closely. Trades of both companies, or the trading value of both stocks, PSKY and WBD, are both up significantly on the news. And so we'll continue to watch that to see if that happens. But that's something I thought was interesting.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that insight. And folks, if you're looking for this sort of insight and expertise, you got to go with Invista Advisors. Austin runs the brokerage desk there. But what they do at Invista is not just investments. They can definitely help you with that. But it's every concern you might have when it comes to financial planning, whether you're a business owner or you're an individual or you're running a family or you're running a charity or nonprofit. They can help you across the board with tailored strategies to maximize benefit for you. To get that conversation going, just call them direct at 387-0094. And when you call them at 387-0094, be sure to say, hey, I heard Austin Barenko on the radio with Joey Clark on a Friday. I want to see what y'all can do for me.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.
You too. Appreciate it, Austin. Again, folks, that is Austin Barenko with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Did y'all see the video of the guy who was asking Kirk a question when he got shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was strange.
Like, it's kind of crazy, actually. I can't imagine being that kid. You think, oh, we're having a snarky little debate. I'm going to show up Charlie Kirk, and I got a few questions against him, and all of a sudden, you got a front row seat to that horror.
Yeah.
Well, that's this kid right here, apparently. He put out this video. It's gone very viral. Millions have seen it.
The point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was.
Wow.
Right before he got shot.
Illumination.
And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk. But like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like,
Yep. Well, some people have forgotten that. And seriously, there's a conversation about a lot of stuff going on here.
Yep.
an overhaul of what we call the internet. And I don't mean necessarily government overhaul. I mean an overhaul in terms of what society is willing to put up with, the stuff we use, how addicted we are to this stuff, what it's doing to our brains. And obviously doesn't leave everybody to the worst, but it is, I think, making everybody a bit deranged. And like, it's not a person. I'm thinking that Charlie Kirk ain't a person and a father and a husband. He's that mean guy I saw in that 30-second clip.
It desensitizes you.
Right.
Big time.
Right. Yeah. And there's a lot of that goes on. Anyway. Yeah, that's just.
So how do we? Let's come on. You open the can. Let's talk. I don't like censorship, but something. What do you see in your mind? How does that play out? Is it going to be private sector doing ethical things?
I think it's going to be more not necessarily doing ethical things. It more has to do with design of these things.
Okay. Something maybe.
And also the choice by people saying, I don't have to be. How valuable is all that time you were on social media? Would you call that productive time?
No, but my endorphins like it.
Right. Your dopamine likes it.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's how you get off, and there's other things out there.
And I think there will be a role for government regulation, especially in respect to minors.
Yeah.
I think that is coming. And honestly, the more I see that, I'm like, I'm going to try my darndest to make sure you're not doing that to adults. But the more stories that keep coming, that's coming. I mean, you're over there, you're kind of tight-lipped on that one.
Patriot Act.
Right.
Oh, that's all right.
That's where I'm at.
Don't worry, they're already reading your email.
Right.
Everything.
I know that.
But do you think I'm wrong that that's coming?
No, not at all.
Right. No. And because I can definitely see parents saying, I don't give a damn about your worries about your adult First Amendment rights online. I'm tired of seeing my teenager exposed to all this stuff. I'm tired of seeing. Now, some of this is at a very young age, don't give them a frickin' phone. Like, that is a good rule of thumb. Or if you give them a phone, make it like a flip phone or something.
Their parents failed them.
Right. And, but as you start introducing, I would have very restrictive means on it. So I think it's going to be a combination. Some will be government regulation. Some of that might be more at the state level. You're already starting to see they already banned in Alabama schools cell phones. So, and apparently there's already a better effect.
That man,
I would think
did you see some of the teachers saying it's a completely different environment?
It might be. I mean,
and they're thinking about banning laptops too.
Yeah, sure.
Because people for years, when I was going to college, people bring their laptop, tap it out. I was always type that I didn't want to bring anything. I'll just sit here and listen.
I'll take notes.
And I'm never taking notes, nerd. Big nerd. You think any of this matters?
I thought you would have a micro recorder, setting it and then replaying it at night.
No, I had a guy told me I was doing a radio show in the college classes long before I had a radio show. And I remember one day I had some class I didn't care about, some progressive polka dot sock feminist.
Yeah.
And I think her first name was Stacy. And at one point she would do these 5 question little quizzes first thing as class started. It was just if you had read the material, you could answer the And she came back and she goes, Joey, you got a 2 out of 5. I expect better from you. I know you can do better. I got 2 out of 5. I didn't read it at all. So that's pretty good. I thought I was going to get a 0.
40% hit rate.
You need to respect my class. I'm like, I'm the only one who engages you in your class. Everybody else just sits there like, I don't want to say anything. I actually talk to you, Teach, and I like you.
No, you're threatening her authority.
She got really mad at me one day when I suggested there is something that makes a lot of sense, including on a natural basis to the nuclear family. And she got all up in arms and I think brought up the Amazons, licking each other and stuff. I don't know.
They lick toads there. They're hallucinogenic, and some of them poisonous. But you were a gadfly, you were a young Socrates, weren't you?
I don't know about that.
Socrates. You were a young Socrates.
No, if I was Socrates, they would have already killed me. All right.
No, you would have gladly drank that poison too.
A bit of a smart butt. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I realized that. I thought, in college, I'll get to kind of curate the classes, to curate this degree I want, and
it's gonna be great.
Yeah, right. It's the same garbage in, garbage out.
Paying more for it. That's all.
It's such crap. And I realized that to where there were a few classes where I'm genuinely interested in this. Teacher's great. I'm going all the time. And I'd get hundreds. I love essay answers. I'm very good at that.
Blue books,
all the way back then.
Blue books.
But there were so many of these classes. I'm like, I don't care about this.
I'm here for the hours.
Oh yeah. In my senior year, I had to get just fulfill hours. And one class was called community engagement. I'm like, what is this crap? Like, it's just so. Like it's
the totality of your development from Auburn.
Right. It's like, but this is what
you're a better person.
Save money to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's a scam.
Dude, thank you.
Go be a tradesman. Be a plumber. You'll make more money.
Well, welders right now.
No,
I think
welders.
It's a 2-year welder course, and they put you in your job. Your first job starting out at $85,000 a year plus per diem.
You start getting to be union down south at the Ingalls shipyard. You're making great money. I
don't know.
Some of these people here anti-union.
And on the internet thing, maybe we're over exaggerating because it's the latest thing. Because think of that Reagan clip from the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Like with different technology, different media environment, you still like in the 60s and 70s were awful. There's like fire bombings every day.
That's what started all this. The dissolution of the good times after World War II.
And the radical,
hippies,
the
drugs.
radical opinion, the radical right opinion, is why did the bombing stop in the 60s and 70s?
That's a good question.
We arrested all the bombers.
Nope.
No?
No. And it wasn't that we all said kumbaya and we love each other now.
Because acid is a really bad trip for some people.
It's because
not everybody.
It's because they won.
Because what?
It's because they won. The hippies won.
Hippies. My dad said never trust a hippie.
Seriously, they won. Like y'all remember Bill Ayers, the guy Barack Obama's book. Weather Underground stuff. Yeah, they won. Like, go see who became the faculty leaders, the heads of the universities, who ended up running a lot of the media companies.
Depends on what you define as victory, but I see what you're saying. They became in the influencer positions and was able to control the boomers that were too busy chasing a dollar.
Right. Yeah, like when we win, we don't have to use violence.
Hitler said, when you win, the victor never has to make excuses.
Anyway.
Used to be.
272-922-8. Let's go to Duke.
Hello,
Duke.
Man, I thought you'd forgotten about me, my friend.
I'll never forget about you.
You're always on my mind.
Again,
yeah, I want to go to the end of a football field, put my hand in the air. Right, I don't know what that is.
Oh, what in the hell going on with the human being?
Messed up, Duke. Too much free time on our hands.
My working theory is we've actually always been this bad, if not worse. We can now just see it in real time.
Right, ever.
So how good are we going to be when we get these robots? And we really ain't got time to do nothing.
We need to be replaced with the robots. But human beings are lost. They're gone. They're gone, man.
I'll get a robot just to fight Joey's robot. I mean, that's
Rock'em sock'em robots.
Rock'em
sock'em robots.
I mean,
my Roomba against yours.
Yeah, exactly.
With a blade on it.
I was asking myself while I was on hold, why would you just take somebody else's life? But when I'm at the traffic light, sometimes I have to bow down to these young ass bastards because they might just shoot me just because I looked at their stupid ass.
You disrespected them, man.
I mean, what does it take to stand up to an individual that, you haven't done anything to them, but you trying to, respect them, not to say nothing back to them, or you've taken my parking spot or whatever. Should I just turn my damn back and walk away every time as a man?
You can't.
That's what's wrong with America. People have just rolled over.
I mean, I come on the airways, talk with you guys. I know majority of you guys are conservatives or whatnot. I entertain you guys, and you guys entertain me.
Yeah.
We have fun, and we disagree about this crap.
Well, honestly, Duke, how much on the everyday stuff, the stuff that ain't about Democrats and Republicans, do we actually disagree on?
Not much.
Not much at all.
Right.
I can't change it. Well, y'all can't change your opinion. What the hell you say or how you think?
All you can do is try to educate.
You can tell me, hey, my black ass. Hell, I can just pray for your monkey ass. But you know what I'm saying?
What else can you do?
Ain't gonna change me. I'm gonna still respect you. I'm not gonna bring harm to you.
Can I ask you a question, Duke? Do you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
Do you like family?
Yes.
You like to eat good food, right? With family and great times, right?
All
Do
them
you like football? You like college football? we agree on almost everything. I know. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to do that. But my point is this: we have. I guarantee you, I can make a list and almost everything I check that you check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But back to
Hold on, Duke. I think what Troy's trying to say, if I can put it in shorthand, he loves your black ass.
I love your black ass. I don't care if you're green. Just like I want some good food. I want some jaws. I want to eat something good with you. Okay.
Hey. But back to the subject matter at hand here. You know, our black kids and our white kids have lost their damn mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can't talk to them. You know, I told you about my incident with somebody called a listener may have not heard me talk about my little incident I had with the young cat.
Yep.
I mean, you pull up to the stop sign. They going to school. Okay, these kids at the bus stop. I'm gonna tell this story one more time. These kids standing at the bus stop, but they're in the road. I'm telling them to get out of the road in a nice way, if I can tell them, you know. Nice as I can be. Young man, please get out of the road. That's what he wanted me to say. I said, sir, you know, get out of the road. He wanted to whoop my ass because I asked him to get out of the road.
Who are you to tell me?
So, you know,
will fix it.
I go home, I go to their house and talk to their parents about it. Hell, the kid told my mailbox down a couple of days later on.
Mm-hmm.
But
crazy.
We've lost the kids, and I don't know whether we should look into the mirrors as adults.
Yeah, you have to.
How do we let it get out of hand? I mean, every time we talk about these things, damn it, it's about the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. Is the liberals' fault or that fault? Hell, is our fault as adults, people.
Yep.
As take that labor off, like I told you the other day. Take the labor crap off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we all as people got to stop this some kind of way. Don't beat the hell out of them, or don't shoot them, or don't do whatever. But we got to talk to them or reach them some kind of way. I don't know what we got to do.
Well, and you got to also keep in mind that as much as people will try and should do what you're saying, that evil stuff will continue to happen. People will make their own choices. Mm-hmm. And this kid, he looks like he's a kid of privilege. Like,
oh yeah, he drives a Challenger, Dodge Challenger,
$600,000 home. I mean, he had the upper middle class bougie life going on, and it looks like in the last few years he got all radicalized for whatever reason.
And I would argue,
but I'm not around many white kids that much anymore, because you know everybody kind of went there in their own little corner of the society nowadays. But are the white kids bad as hell like these black kids, though? A little bit.
Disrespectful, yeah. They all need an ass whooping. I'll be the first to say that.
You know, I'm telling you, no. But the government said you can't hit them anymore.
Yeah, and Duke, I want to push back a little bit because there's been a lot of tributes. Charlie Kirk inspired millions of kids, and there have been so many kids, black, white, all sorts of different types of kids, women, men, but it's more young men. And the amount of tributes, what they're doing, how they're shaping their lives, it's just there are a lot of good people too. So
yeah. I'm not, you know, taking anything away from that, but I'm looking at the big picture right now.
Sure.
You know, how bad crime had gotten over the years. You know, I just take it from 20 years ago. We didn't have this crap in Montgomery 20 years ago. We didn't have that stuff in small cities years ago where damn kids driving by with an assault rifle more than my old friend's home, and he got a duck. He's a military guy like you are, Troy, but he had a duck because his grandson got into one of the boys around the corner for some reason. You know,
it's funny you saying this. Yeah, you're right. Back in the day, your grandparents and your parents, they knew how to solve it. They were around and they whipped some ass. Mm-hmm. And if that didn't work, prison, or you get to go to the Marine Corps or something.
I thought this was in the 80s now. 80s not that long ago.
Yeah, but you still have some traditional families values more, I think. Technology, Joey says it. Technology is our bane. It's our bane.
Things up. I mean, Red Top agree on that. Red Top, you agree on something, boy.
Yep.
He said that social media taking over. Yes.
It is.
And you get anything on TikTok, you hear all this craziness about this guy deserved to be shot. Nobody deserved to be shot. You damn stupid ass fools.
Agreed.
Yeah, and it's a lot of these young folks too on this, like.
Oh, man,
like I see a
20-something
year old girl. I'm like, what do you know? And I see some of these young folk, and I think about myself at that age. I'm like, what the hell do you know, man? Like,
and
you might have some
me,
basics, right? But come on.
And what get me now, these young thug bros that's on that with all this hate, I know they hate white people like that. But hell, y'all ain't been through nothing with white folks. Hell, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They got everything. Y'all got every damn thing on your fingertips. You got phones and all this stuff. We didn't have that coming up as a black guy.
I didn't have it as a white guy coming up either.
You see my point. You see my point, though.
Yeah. Oh, agreed. Yeah.
But they got everything at their fingertips. And then you got nothing. I almost said the crap word again, boys. I got to calm down.
No, that's my job. That's my job.
And dude, we got a lot of calls rolling in here. I'll let you go, man. Appreciate it, though.
All right.
See, dude.
272.
That's a good point, though. We do have, not just us, but everyone here in the U.S. seems to have it a little bit better, if not a lot better than what we had growing up. But are we better off for it?
Mm.
When you have everything, you value nothing.
Right.
I brought this up the other day. It's like, I mean, there's you can be really rich.
Yeah.
And that's a different level.
Sure.
It's a very different way. Well, if you get to that level, there are a lot of advantages where you can make money out of money, so to speak. And you could screw up time and time again, and you can still make crap
plenty of money. Yep.
Right. If you just play it, if you're not a complete ignorant
fool,
or you're not crazy, like I'm going to take every risk in the world.
Right.
Like maybe you blow it up and then you make it back or something. But unless you get to that sort of crazy level, I've lived my parents worked hard, living in a pretty good, I would call upper middle class and county down, and you got nice stuff. But I saw, at the end of the day, how much does that, make my folks happy?
Pressure, man. Put the
Yeah,
pressure
right.
on.
It ended up just, it's like, oh, I'm more worried about this debt and this mortgage hanging over my head and all this other stuff. And you're like, well, but this is the lifestyle we chose for the time being. And you got to wonder, as I try to plan out, I think I'm still in the wilderness a bit. Like, what do I want to do next? Is the idea of having the big old house and stuff really the dream? No, it ain't.
More and more people, especially, are going through. They're just downsizing in general. Like when you have a family, you'll have that 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. But when you're an empty nester,
right,
you've got 1,700 square foot house, and you spend maybe time in a third of it. And unfortunately, the economy we have today, all of a sudden you realize it's expensive heating and cooling an empty house. But and a lot of people are doing the tiny house and things like that, but there isn't really an alternative. I mean, once you got that 3-2, there's not very many 2-bedrooms out there. There's not very many 2-1s out there.
Right. What about the tiny homes? I see people living in.
A lot of people are doing that. There's
crazy.
this lady I think in North Alabama. It's all female tiny home neighborhood she made for people 55 and older, and it's the Golden Girls thing. I mean, it's working, but I get it. I would want my personal space. I still want that. But like with our house, it's too big for us now.
Right. And I think there's a lot of folks going through that. And it doesn't actually have to be a big house. It could be like, I got all the stuff. I got all the latest phone. I got the latest clothes. I got the latest jewelry. I got all this stuff is fun in the right proportion. The golden mean, Aristotle's golden mean is a very good principle. Like, food is great, but then you can eat way too much of it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's that way where it's really good. And unless you do too much of it.
There's times when you get in the middle and you go, you know what? I got too much.
Right.
There's just too much here.
And I think what it does come back to is the spirit, is your faith, is the God-sized shaped hole in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, I was telling you off air, I'm working my way through this long, 40-hour audiobook on the Reformation, like Martin Luther and Erasmus and all the theological fights and the overturning kind of the Reformation of the church. And it's a fascinating read, but one major takeaway halfway through this thing is the amount of how long have Christians been arguing about what it means to be a Christian?
Oh, Lord.
Since the founding of the church.
Since he ascended into heaven.
Since there were two Christians.
And so I think part of what Charlie Kirk was so good at is the conversation. And so you may not be a Protestant like Charlie. You heard the vice president say this, where they'd argue back and forth.
Right.
And you might be like, you're acting like a Pharisee, Charlie, or whatever. And have the argument, though.
Council.
Right. Have the argument. like talk this thing through and realize it's very, very important. It orients you when all these other things tempt you in this, that, or the other way.
Amen.
And I get nervous personally doing it, or most people trying to prescribe. Here's exactly what you need to do with your life. No, it's you. It's your life.
That's right.
And it's going to be up to you to make the right choice.
Hey, speaking of the ascension, do you remember what happens when Christ goes up? They're like, what about the Jews? What about Israel?
Yeah, right,
he doesn't answer. He doesn't answer. He says, see you guys. I'll see you the other side.
Right. And so it's the arguments have been going on for ages, but I think it is a good point too. As much as you look to do good in this world, understand that I don't think you can buy your way into heaven.
No,
I'll put it that way.
All the gold will not help you.
People still try.
They
try.
They try.
But it's okay. Let me ask you something on that. Is it any different when you say you can't buy your way into heaven? Is it any different if you don't have money, but you try to do, you just try to do good things in life to get your way into heaven?
Well,
I would say that I'd fall more on the Erasmus side of the Martin Luther. I do believe in free will, and yes, good works are part of it.
You credit
but
for that.
I'm wrestling with this. I see the point of a Luther, of a Calvin. Calvin's a little hardcore for me, but I see the point of my Calvinist friends and like all this stuff. Is if God is sovereign, then it really ain't up to Eddie, even if you do good the whole way through.
Right.
And in the same way, you could be like we mentioned earlier, the thief on the cross, or the guy recognizes who Jesus is, and Jesus says, yeah, okay, you've recognized this, you will be with me in paradise. And like, who's that guy crucified on a cross? He did all these awful things his whole life. Like what
salvation
what is this?
through Christ, man.
So I think it is, yes, you are called to do good works. You are called to
take
care of the poor and feed the hungry. And I think you're also called to build up your own temple, say within, and do productive things and creative things, build beautiful things and good things.
Every
like,
day
so
is
much of it.
every day is a ministry. Every day is a ministry. If you're a Christian, you ain't got to go big, but you can see opportunity everywhere, Eddie. I think. And here's the thing: Christ commands us to go out to the least of them, all the whores, not the wealthy. Go out to the people that need us, and you do greatest things for my Father, going to the least. And that's. We've lost our way, man.
I got to do a spot here. Could you see all these people on the phone? This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. They're ready to help you folks out, whether you're looking to buy or refinance a home. On the refinance, great turnaround times, including with veterans, VA Home Loan Program. They specialize in helping veterans take advantage of these benefits you veterans earn through your service. Some of you might think I already used it or I don't qualify. No. Call up Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage to get the expert knowledge when it comes to taking advantage of those VA home loan benefits. And again, that turnaround time, say on a refinance deal, it's like 2 weeks, sometimes less than 2 weeks. Pretty amazing. Often you're not going to have issues when you work with Alabama Home Mortgage getting pre-approved, walking every step of the way to the closing day. They can help you across the board. So get the conversation going. Call them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Let's go to Debbie. Hey, Debbie, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I just wanted to ask one question. If this young man was into all this, how did he have all the information that was needed to know where to be, set things up just right, etc.?
From what authorities have said, I don't know. And that's, I'd imagine, something they need to put together. Like, did he case the place?
Yeah, obviously. I think he knew where he was
roof access is not easy sometimes in buildings. You got to know where to go.
And seriously, that jump off the roof was no simple jump. No. Like, he could have easily just broken a leg right there and he would have been caught.
Like John.
So he had some kind of training, in other words, in my mind. Now, I'm just
ma'am, he was a hunter, I think. I think you're right. He had training with his rifle. He hunted. They were kind of looked like a nuclear family there, a sheriff. But yeah, he did. But he was a young man full of adrenaline was what happened when he jumped. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is if he was recruited, if that's the big if if he was recruited by somebody who watched his social media and knew where his mindset was and encouraged him and even helped him get the information needed, then there's another layer. And I'm just wondering about that.
Yeah, but it could be like a lot of these folks, you go down, it's a little discreet group. Like, and you got your friends in that Discord group and you got your friends you game with, and we all kind of agree. And a lot of us are just talking. Yeah. And then one day somebody goes and does something, not just talking. So there's a lot of that where it's these little enclaves of different cultures.
Yep. I would say that we know the name. Ma'am, I'd say we know the name of one of them. His name was Satan that talked to him.
Sure.
No doubt.
Oh, gosh, yes. But there's good and bad in everything.
Yeah,
and
you're
hopefully
right,
the good will win.
Amen,
Hopefully the
amen.
good will win.
We know how the story ends, don't we? Yeah. We know how the story ends, and that's what's important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, guys.
God bless.
Thank you, Debbie.
272-9228. Let's go to Jim. Hey,
Hey, Jim.
Hey, man. Well, I tell you what, I'm sitting here waiting on the phone here, and I pulled up Fox News here on the internet here, just their business thing there, and there's a photo of Erica. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was rolled her window down and held a cross out.
I did see that.
Yeah, she was in the motorcade. You know, they're transporting his body, and she rolled the window down and held a cross out. Gosh.
Faith, man.
You know, something that's really, I tried to call you yesterday. I couldn't, you know, I really got ticked off. And it's not all the Democrats.
No.
But some of these Democratic leaders came out after this and said, oh, we've got to stop this violence. These are the same pieces of crap that have dogged Trump and all the rest of conservatives for the last 10 years, calling them everything from Nazis to Hitler to, you know, what a bunch of hypocrites. I'm sorry, it's not all of them, but some of the very ones that were saying all these hateful things, now they come out, oh, we've got to stop all this hate. That just makes me sick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Those people are just disgusting.
Well, I will say this was reported, and I'll try to not be angry saying it. Hey, SPLC. Hey, Southern Poverty Law Center.
Right here.
Charlie Kirk was not animated by hate.
Right.
They need to get
grifters.
Get those people out of Montgomery. They're a bunch of scum.
They're worried.
Joey, you made a comment about about this stuff going on it's the social media, and you can see anything that happens, you know about it instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an old guy. I'm 74. I grew up when I was in junior high. In high school, I went through John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Robert Kennedy. I remember in '66, there was a man named Charles Whitman. You probably don't know. I'm sure you heard. He got up in a tower in the University of Texas with a rifle and killed 15 people. Just mowed them down, from up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this stuff happened, but now it's like within seconds of something happening, you know about it, and people get on there. Man, I've never seen so much garbage in my life on especially on X. From everybody, all the junk that's on there, and I'd say about 70% of the stuff on there is just made up bull.
Well, and as much as I don't want people to see the hardcore video like I saw in real time.
Yeah.
Because I still, it's getting a little better, but I still keep seeing that image pop up. But as much as I don't want people to see it, some folks doing what you're talking about, Jim, I want to show them that. Show them Charlie sitting there on Fox and Friends with his little girl running into his arms. Show him his wife. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Yep. I saw that, Joey. I saw that. I wish I hadn't.
I hate saying this, but I think that there's many that are within the Democratic Party power elites that see this as a proxy war, and people like this serve their cause, and they're secretly happy.
Yeah, I agree.
I know, brother.
But he was. I heard the Trump's doctor from his first term he said there could have been a surgeon sitting next to Charlie.
He wouldn't have done
and
anything.
He wouldn't have saved him.
He was dead almost before he hit it.
He completely bled out in 60 seconds.
I'd say less than that.
It's disgusting.
It's unfortunate.
But there's a lot of people out there that were following him. And I agree with you, Joey. There's some people going to rise up.
God bless you.
Yeah.
We'll be here Monday. 272-9228. 334-272-9228. Got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
The Tears family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspection of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians. But we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll-free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
Rich Thomas Weather, brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Summer is ending, but the deals are hot at Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Just $29 service fee for all your AC and plumbing needs. Better call Clark today. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Officially 10 days away from the official start of fall, but believe me, summer is not done yet. Each day is getting a little hotter. In fact, I've got us in the lower 90s today with plenty of sunshine. And over the weekend, still storm-free and dry with highs in the lower 90s. At least the nights are comfortable. We're looking for mid-60s tonight. That's good. Continue through Monday and middle 90s by Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And Cameron has been very, very patient. Hey, Cameron, how you doing today, man?
Well, I'm doing, sir.
Okay.
As we all are. We're stunned.
Yeah.
But I've got a message of hope and peace. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. Couple quick points about Mr. Kirk for us to consider. We lost him while it could have been millions. We're in prayer, right?
Right.
Well, let's turn that prayer, number one, to his wife and children. Number two, that it will be a turning point, if you don't mind the play on words, for our nation. And number three, that we will find the courage to follow in his example. I believe Mr. Kirk is going to have an overshadowing influence, even though we've lost him on this next election. I believe he's brought clarity. And I don't want to ramble on. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to close it with this. A call to peace in his honor. Let's all jump into the book, read the book, do the thing. Because he was simply that, a messenger.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you, bud.
This was Charlie Kirk 3 years ago, talking to Pastor John MacArthur, who recently deceased, recently passed himself. Let's just listen into this conversation. And this is 3 years ago. Charlie would have been, what, 28?
Yeah.
Talk for a moment, just the hope of Jesus Christ. I know for some, people watching this, they've already given their life to the Lord, but we have a lot of followers, Pastor, that follow our organization that are getting closer. They're starting to drink from the streams of liberty, but they want to find its source. They know there's something that isn't quite fitting in their life, but they're looking for salvation. You do it better than anyone else. Tell them about the hope of Jesus Christ.
When we're talking about Christ, we're not talking about ethics, although he was the most ethical human who ever lived. We're not talking about being compassionate, although he was the most compassionate person who ever lived. We're talking about one who died to pay the penalty for all your sins, and having paid that penalty can offer you forgiveness forever and the promise of everlasting eternal joy and life in his presence. That's what Christ is about. It's not about an ethical model, though he is that. He is a savior, and what you need more than anything else is to be delivered from eternal death, to be delivered from the power and the presence of your sin. And that's what Christ offers, and that's why he died and proved that he accomplished it, because he rose from the dead triumphant.
Here.
Joey, I've shared with you a story that I share with very few people over in Babylon that I had happen to me. And I can tell you, I know for a fact what's at stake. And I tell you, brother, because I know you're torn on this, and your generation, this will be one of your defining moments, but keep the faith, brother, because it's there and it's real.
I can feel it. And maybe it's growing up from preschool to 12th grade in Catholic education.
Maybe.
Where I was almost too close to, I will say, not to reveal too much, but everybody knows my uncle is a priest.
Yes.
And pretty high up in the archdiocese.
Okay.
Let's just say the vicar of the cathedral down there in Mobile.
Oh, that's big.
Working for now the new archbishop.
Yes.
And you can ask him chapter and verse. You can ask him about faith and morals. You can ask him about all this stuff. But what I noticed, he's never been, like, he doesn't give me big speeches.
Yeah.
Like you just heard there in that
passion
interview.
or conviction,
well, maybe it's a Catholic versus Protestant.
Evangelical.
Right. But if you subtly listen to him, what's he doing? He is going to prisons in the state.
Sure.
He is going to hospitals. to visit the sick. He is going to the food kitchens and the food banks. They are taking care of people.
Good.
And I think to his credit, and I'm not trying to sing his praises too much, he is smart enough and is good enough of administrator. He could have easily been a bishop working at the Vatican. Actually, in the room, the little area I live in, there is the Archbishop Lipscomb, my Uncle Bill, and my Uncle Bill is kissing the ring of Pope John Paul II. And I know for a fact there are people that wanted him to climb up the hierarchy, and he said, no, I want to be a pastor.
I want to serve. Yeah.
I want to serve people in the community.
Brilliant.
And he's been doing a great job.
Good for him.
And I just noticed that it took me a while, especially as I'm going through the more rebellious phase. Especially like, I mean, all kids do. And that's when, especially young men need to be watched the most, like 18 to 29, something like that. Maybe 18 to 25.
Put him in the army for 10 years.
Right. But as I kept watching him, I realized, it's not, to him, it's not the arguments.
Yeah.
He never was the guy's like, I'm going to go out and be the greatest apologist.
An apologist, yeah.
It wasn't the philosophy or theology, because I had a great political philosopher that taught me at Auburn who was born Pentecostal, converted to Catholicism, and he had a lot of theology that he would hand us as a response to the, say, nihilism. There were secular responses and theological ones. That was what the class was. And as much as I get into these books, and I still own many of them, and we'll revisit them, like, again, my uncle's like, I just want to be a pastor.
That's noble.
Like, if you're diving into the mysteries of the Trinity and how that plays out and the foundations of how society functions, the one, the three, and the many, or whatever you want to call it, like, that's not necessarily what makes the biggest difference. What makes the difference is to just serve people. Serve somebody.
Do you
and you're gonna serve.
Do you spend time with him? Do you see him occasionally?
Yeah, he comes up every other weekend.
Well, good.
Sometimes
okay. I didn't know this. This is good.
I mean,
for you.
sometimes I don't. I'm like, I'm going to stay in tonight. Y'all go.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't like staying in. I've gotten you out now. I think twice in the last month. So
you're on a roll.
I love you, brother. I'm just kidding you.
Yeah. So I think it comes out, and it gets to people in different ways, and whether it was through Charlie Kirk or something else. I think Charlie, though, to his credit, he wasn't, you can tell his main focus wasn't the political.
Yeah.
Like, he was a very political guy. He'd do the rough and tumble, debates. He was the organizer of the youth.
I know.
Much, if you want to blame one person or give credit to one person for Trump's victory with young voters in 24, it's Charlie Kirk. So he did a lot of political things. He was, a lot of people I've seen now describe him as the bridge between so many different elements of the MAGA movement. Like, he recently did a debate between, I believe, Josh Hammer and Dave Smith on Israel. And he was like the guy saying, we have to talk. We can't yell at each other. On Twitter, we have to actually talk to one another.
So here's
all these
here's
issues.
a new conspiracy theory. That's what prompted Israel to
Oh,
assassinate him. I'm like, please stop this.
And
the
very
same
much-
people that don't believe that space.
Right.
I mean, no, this is one of my friends that's a doctor, and I'm like, you've lost your mind.
Well, and very much his credit, Dave Smith, who is very critical of Israel's war and just critical of Israel in general. He's coming from that sort of anti-war libertarian perspective. He, on his podcast, after what happened to Charlie Kirk, said, by the way, I keep seeing y'all immediately blaming us in Israel. What evidence do you have?
None.
Guys, stop it. Please stop it. But my point about Kirk is those he was so pivotal to the young conservative movement, to what happened in 24 with the popular vote victory for Trump. At the end of the day, I think what did matter most to him was his faith.
He was on fire for Christ, man. There's no doubt.
And from everything I've heard, he wasn't a hypocrite. Maybe that's what scared some people the most. Like, this guy really means what he says, and it's not like it's like he actually, I don't want you to care about me, Charlie. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me that way. Like, you actually care about me. You don't. You're just full of hate, and you're just thumping your Bible, man, and all this. It's like, no, I really believe this. I believe you can build something beautiful like a family. I believe that you can serve somebody and do it well, and that you can be that best self if you follow these.
When you think of Charlie,
insight.
What's the first thing you think of? What do you say? Christian? Do you think
Christian.
political activist? I see him as a Christian.
If it was, you asked me that 2 years ago, I'd
Okay,
say,
so-
the guy who argues with people on college campuses.
Okay, all right.
In the last year, I have seen him more and more in the apologist space
Yes.
and in the theological
That's what I
discussions going on. And so my first thought of Charlie Kirk would be Christian.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Second thought would be America First.
America First, right.
But yeah, he was very forward. He was also, I think, graceful in the way he handled all the diverse
he was
opinion that's in
extremely
the conservative movement. And it's just,
he was a master.
Just a shame.
Hey, so let me ask you this real fast while we're on this topic. Did you see the fact that he didn't have but one person on his security detail?
Oh.
Now, listen, this is going to cause a race with security teams, I think, with people that are not political guarded and stuff. So
Real detail, not just two guards standing there.
We have a very quick break here. We need to talk to Michael Cohen, too. So we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now. Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Folks, welcome back. Let's go right to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
And what's the score there today, Cohen?
It's 21-zip. I was just looking at my inventory. I've got a couple 85-inch Samsung televisions, the Q60s. I see Best Buy's got them for $14.99. You can come to Cohen's and you can buy them for $1,200, $11.99, 85-inch. QLED series, great picture. It's got all the smart functions. 4K gives you a great picture, gives you some great options, and naturally you can add the cool stuff like some of those sound bars and everything else to them as well.
Well, I love it. I've had a good experience. You're kind of making me. I already got a TV, but I kind of want to get another one now. Just hearing that deal.
Yeah, this way you could have a picture on both sides of your bedroom wall.
It's like, what's that boy doing in there? I don't know.
I mean, instead of surround sound, you could have surround picture.
There you go. He's just swirling in a chair, consuming all the news at once. My God, what is going on with that young man? But folks, if you want to,
and the other thing we've got going on, we sell some MHP grills.
Yeah.
And we've got some new models in. So we've got a lot of the older models that David is discounting. So these are pretty cool grills. They were done by the the gas company used to sell these, and we kind of picked them up when the gas company got out. It's kind of a no frills kind of grill, but they seem to last forever. And
They can be either natural gas or propane. So y'all should come check those out too.
Well, I appreciate it as always, Michael. And folks, you can always find out more at thinkcohens.com. But I really encourage you to stop by the Boulevard, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and say, hey, I heard about you on that radio show with that Joey Clark fella.
And twice in 1 week, Eddie was there.
Yeah, he was. Now, do you think Eddie's more of a propane or natural gas guy? I'm thinking natural gas.
The charcoal.
I'm sure he's full of gas.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Thank you, Mike.
That's funny.
All right. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too, Michael.
Take care.
See you, brother.
Final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. A 22-year-old Utah man, Tyler Robinson, in custody in connection with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Authorities investigating a false report of an active shooter at the U.S. Naval Academy that led to one person being injured at that military college on Thursday. President Trump threatening to send the National Guard to Portland, Oregon to quell protests there. And the president says he'll send the National Guard to Memphis to address crime concerns with the support of the mayor and the governor. The Republican president said on the Fox News channel, the mayor is happy and the governor is happy about the pending deployment. Mr. Trump says Memphis is deeply troubled, and he's going to fix that. The Dow dropping 173 points. The NASDAQ is ahead 106. This is SRN News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the river region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Officially 10 days away from the official start of fall, but believe me, summer is not done yet. Each day is getting a little hotter. In fact, I've got us in the lower 90s today with plenty of sunshine. And over the weekend, still storm-free and dry with highs in the lower 90s. At least the nights are comfortable. We're looking for mid-60s tonight. That's good. Continue through Monday and middle 90s by Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
1819 News. A new lawsuit filed by unions and Alabama inmates could end the state's work release program. The suit calls the practice modern-day slavery, but employers argue it benefits both taxpayers and inmates. The Alabama Department of Corrections currently withholds 40% of inmate wages to offset incarceration costs, while inmates gain work experience and money for families. Business leaders warn abolishing the program could raise prison costs and reduce rehabilitation opportunities. The case relies on federal anti-trafficking law from 2000, which defendants say was never meant to apply to prison labor. Several Alabama companies, along with cities like Montgomery and Troy, have been named in the lawsuit. I'll be back with more Alabama news after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, headquartered in Montgomery, has long singled out Charlie Kirk and his group Turning Point USA. Kirk's name appeared 18 times in the SPLC's most recent Year in Hate and Extremism report, which accused him of promoting an authoritarian vision for the country. The group also criticized his promotion of Christian values and traditional family roles, calling them a threat to democracy. Following Kirk's assassination last week, SPLC condemned the violence, but let's not forget the group had spent years portraying him as a dangerous figure. For 1819 News, I'm Garrison Hardy.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
There's nothing quite as exciting as another college football season kicking off. Eating Pizza Perfect pizza while watching the games makes it that much more enjoyable. In September, get $4 off any large pizza. You already know about the great pizza buffet at Pizza Perfect. Besides all the pizza you can eat, it includes spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13 at lunch and for dinner on Tuesday and Friday and all day Saturday. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in East Brook.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Woodward, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Cheryl Woodward, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Let's face it, what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. Here at Adams Drugs, we love our customers. We're here with Al and Amy Steinecker, Adams Drugs customers. Amy, please tell us how easy it was to transfer your prescriptions to Adams Drugs from the big box store.
It was one of the easiest things I've ever done. I went into the pharmacy on Bond Road and spoke with the pharmacist and told him we had not been happy where we'd been and would love to transfer our prescriptions. And he said, I'll be happy to call them. And that was that. And now when I call, I just say I need to have a prescription filled. And it's just that simple.
Al, what has your customer service been like at Adams Drugs?
It's amazing. You walk in, you're not standing in a line. They speak to you, call you by name, and say, what do you need today, Al or Mr. Steinecker? It's wonderful. It doesn't get any better.
Please come into any Adams Drugs location and let us earn your business. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
I saw you over there, Eddie. I didn't even put it on camera, but I saw you.
I realized we were back and I stopped before you could put it on camera.
No, but when Eddie, I dropped the beat, so I dropped the song, and Eddie's over there. Can you give me the? Can you give me the?
A little bit different today.
Yeah. Welcome into the final hour, folks, and Troy requested to do something. He was telling me about it at the cigar shop the other day, about what you and the team were up to.
Yep.
And so I kind of give you the floor.
Well, we have a very special couple guests today. We have a former, I consider one of the greatest Americans I know, Brian Battaglia, who is, you've spoke with him before. Sergeant Major, was on the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the senior NCO, and one of the most senior NCOs in all of the military, and that includes all branches. But a man of great faith like us, and his compadre who has been spearheading, Major James Capers, who is, look, I'm a Ranger, and I believe Rangers lead the way, but that recon dude, he was on point ahead of me. This guy was an alpha type warrior, Joey. Eddie, the story's almost what Hollywood would write, yet a tragic turn of different events occurred that prevented him from getting the CMOH, the Congressional Medal of Honor, back in the late 60s from Vietnam, because the general that heard the story firsthand from this team said, we're going to put him in for the CMOH. His chopper goes down in Vietnam, and he doesn't quite get to it. So admin pukes. And Pogues get involved in some bizarre story about, we can't give a CMOH as an end of tour award. Why? You earned it. You earned it.
Right.
So that's where we're at. And listen, it has been a journey from, and I'll let them talk. But the thing is, as somebody outside, not a part of the crayon eating, I call the crayon eaters over there in the Marine Corps. they're really infantry, and I don't know the whole stories, and I've learned more and more, but this has to happen. And there's some intrigue to it that I'll let them tell you, that politically people don't want probably Donald Trump to give the first CMOH to a black Marine. You know, the Democrats want to steal that thunder.
We have him on the line here. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
How you doing, Sergeant Major?
Yeah, Joey, I'm doing great. Troy, good to you as well. And so as you mentioned earlier, joining me in this radio talk is Brooks Tucker. Brooks served in the Corps just like me. He was a Marine officer as well as in the infantry, and then even done more once he retired. He went into I think he was on President Trump's transition team, as well as served as the Chief of Staff for the VA. I believe that was under Secretary of the VA Wilkie, and so he has a breadth of experience. He's been in this fight for Major Capers much longer than I have, and has a wide breadth of knowledge into the how and the whys and the why nots. We've not been able to have our president place this medal around Jim Capers' neck. And you're right, Troy. It dates back to 1967, and somehow we've allowed a dated legacy process of an awards manual sort of dictate how limited we can be in our myopic thinking, that we can't implement enough common sense to say, you know what, let's look at this Marine officer's actions in combat, and it's that easy. And once you do that, you can clearly see that a Medal of Honor is warranted, hands down. And so we are still scratching our heads to this day, and I say we as many, as to why Jim Capers has not been wearing this Medal of Honor for many years to come.
Hey, Sergeant Major, let me ask you something. How important is it for us to be able to recognize a Vietnam vet that isn't CMOH and is still alive? Guys, that's the kicker here. This man is still alive. Let's honor him, not posthumously. Let's do this now. Tell me about the dynamics. Tell me about the dynamics, though, real fast, so our listeners understand. There is a chart. Regulation sets forth what warrants what level of award, right, Sergeant Major?
There is. It's a guide. And we, and I say we, some other individuals, Brooks included, had made a comparison chart of all Medal of Honor recipients during that time frame, Marines only, and it was 6 or 7 of them, both alive and posthumous, and we compared the standard, the precedent, the criteria, the threshold of all of these other folks who received the Medal of Honor, and compared them against the actions of Jim Capers. And again, hands down, Major Jim Capers either met or, in most cases, exceeded what these others have done in combat to receive the Medal of Honor. Now, we're not saying in any way, shape, or form that these others are not deserving of the Medal of Honor. We just want to show the comparison, and the precedent that was set was far exceeded by the actions of Major Capers. So, this has got nothing to do with a political domain. It shouldn't anyway.
Right.
He's not, he's not a Republican hero. He's not a Democrat hero. He's not a black hero. He's not a Marine hero. He's an American hero. And that's why America should get behind this, like any other Medal of Honor recipient. Brooks, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me on with Brian. I think I might be able to hold a candle to his service a little bit. But the gist of this is, without getting into all the administrivia and the weeds of this, is that in 1967, he was written up for a Bronze Star as an end of his Vietnam duty award. So he left Vietnam with a Bronze Star for valor, which is probably an insult to his service. Yeah. But at the time, the way these units were organized was they had officers in charge who were coming and going. And the guy who wrote him up had no idea what had happened on this patrol in April of 1967. He just knew this guy had been on numerous missions, and they wrote him up for this basic award, which almost everybody got who was a unit leader at that level. So 45, 50 years later, the Marine Corps took a closer look at this award, and there was a lot of discussion, interviews of his surviving teammates, of him, his chain of command, and to a person, they all said he deserved the Medal of Honor. Now, the chain of command endorsement is key to any Medal of Honor submission, and this was part of it. It went up to Washington, D.C., and for some reason, the Marine Corps convened an awards board that only elevated his award one level to a Silver Star. And that's where I come in with what Brian just said. If you compare what he did to 6 or 7 other Medal of Honor recipients, some of them who weren't even wounded. I'm not saying you have to be wounded to receive the award, but Capers was wounded 19 times in this one ambush. He survived. He called in indirect fire on his own position. He got his Marines to a landing zone, and he evacuated all of them. And when they were in hospital interviewed by the commanding general, they all said he deserves this. Well, as Brian said, the general died several months later. So this thing went to where it started, and we're still trying to get this thing elevated now to get this thing done right. Just last point, the only politics in this are politicians who are being asked to support him. Yep. And they have. 47 members of Congress have written a letter to the president. And so we're prevailing on members of the Armed Services Committee to press this fight forward.
Well, and that was my main question. What are the realistic hopes of getting this done? Because I think it should be done.
Yeah, well, there's process in all this stuff, as you guys probably know, and it's some of it is mind numbing, quite frankly. But the Armed Services Committee, which we've engaged Alabama Senator Tuberville on this, Armed Services Committee knows of this issue. They've been told about it. They have all the documents that and more that we provided to the folks who are trying to get this done, including that chart that Brian mentioned. And their only limitation is that they tend to defer to the recommendation of the Secretary of Defense and the service component and the department under which it is, and that's the Department of Navy and the Marine Corps. And the problem we're having is that it's kind of a, well, you go first thing. The Armed Services Committee says, well, we're not going to authorize this unless the service component or the Navy Department says that this award is going to be given. So we're pressing on two fronts. One is we've got to get the Secretary of Defense and his team and the Department of Navy and their team, and hopefully the Marine Corps, to come on board and agree. But the Marine Corps, I'll be very candid, is extremely stubborn. and stingy when it comes to valor awards. And so there's been this long silence from the Marine Corps about this award.
Brooks,
Now,
can I ask you a
members of
question?
Congress are trying to
Interrupt you.
help.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got to ask you a question. Go ahead and
Okay.
shoot straight with me. Bull Griffin has told me that the Commandant is really a critical piece to this, Joey, and he's still waffling, not sure what he wants to do. Is that true?
As far as we know, the Commandant has said nothing about this, and we've had numerous people of senior retired rank try to reach out to him and get his thoughts on it, and he has been silent on it as far as we know. Now, some people have said recently that they have discussed this award at the headquarters level with the Commandant and his folks, but we are just continue to be perplexed as to why they would not confront this head on and just try to, if they've got a reason why he didn't get what we think he deserves, then they should state it. If they don't, then there should be a discussion about what needs to be done, because he's not getting any younger.
So can I ask you a question? And Joey, what they've done is they had a separate bill, right? They had a separate bill, Brooks, that was put out, and then they rolled that into the National Defense Authorization Act, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything like folks out there listening can do to, call their member of Congress, call their senators? Like, what would you suggest?
Well, I would suggest that they contact Senator Tuberville's staff in Washington about this, because he is the chairman of the Personnel Subcommittee of the Armed Services Committee, and that committee has jurisdiction over awards and situations like this one.
Well, I encourage folks to get in touch with Coach Tuberville's office. Before you become governor, Coach, you need to do this as senator. You need to get this ball rolling. And I appreciate it, gentlemen. Are we leaving anything on the table before I let you go?
No, I think you got it, Brian. If I missed something, let me know.
Yeah, I think especially if any Alabamians out there and even beyond the state lines, Joey and Troy, or listening in today, and happen to be military veterans, yeah, certainly Senator Tuberville is a great source to go to. But even Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, just notifying his office, if you will, because this is quite evident that he is deserving of the Medal of Honor, and we're just baffled as to why he has not yet received it. So some things people are not aware of, and we appreciate you allowing us to come on your show, because it allows us to spread the word even that much more, that we're not a perfect system and it's got flaws. This one certainly does, but we have leaders who can correct and redirect those flaws into a mission accomplishment. And we're hoping that our Commandant and Secretary of War, Secretary of the Navy make the right decisions here in the near future. Listen to their politicians, the veterans, and people who want this to happen because it's deserving. We're not getting Major Capers the Medal of Honor. He's already earned that through his action. This is just a matter of helping him along to navigate this complicated process that it should have never been this difficult to begin with.
You're here. Well, I appreciate the work y'all are both doing to get this done. Thank you, sirs.
Yeah, thank you for coming on,
Absolutely.
guys. Hey, one quick addition.
Yeah,
hey, Brooks, you forgot that he jumped off the helicopter and tried to push him out because it was too heavy, right?
Yeah, he did that. He was willing to stay behind. Yep.
My God, what a man, hero. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, all the best. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I found this from Stars and Stripes. The 46 lawmakers, 47, I believe they said just now, sent a letter to Trump right after Inauguration Day saying, "We firmly believe that Major James Capers Jr. has met the stringent criteria for the Medal of Honor. His selfless actions, leadership, courage, and initiative uphold the highest traditions of the United States Armed Forces. Capers, the first black man to lead a Marine reconnaissance company and receive a battlefield commission, was on the last day of his patrol near the village of, what is that?
Fuqua, I haven't seen Fuqua, I think, or Fulok.
In South Vietnam, when his 9-man unit was ambushed. It was April 1967, and Capers was almost a year into his deployment to Vietnam, where he conducted dozens of commando raids. The fighting this time was as intense as it had ever seen, Capers later recalled. The attack by enemy forces, initiated by claymore mines, ripped open Capers' abdomen and broke his leg, but he was undeterred, charging ahead to free his injured men from the assault. If I was going to die there in Vietnam, I was going to die fighting, Capers said in an interview in 2018 from his home near Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville, North Carolina. He directed air, artillery, and mortar strikes dangerously close to his position and ordered some of his Marines to a landing zone for evacuation while continuing to face the enemy alongside 2 other Marines. Capers waged battle with a rifle and grenades for nearly an hour, suffering additional bullet wounds to his legs. When the extraction helicopter arrived, Capers loaded his men and their dead war dog first and tried to jump off when the overloaded chopper struggled to lift off. I figured it's better to lose one man than to lose the whole team, Capers said. Any commander worth his salt would care for his men before himself.
Hear, hear.
All 9 members of Capers' unit survived the enemy ambush, each injured, but alive. Give that man the Medal of Honor.
Amen, brother. So let me just walk the dog. He had an 8-man team. They ran into a regiment of MVA. A regiment. That's about 1,000 men.
Wow. We have to hit a break before I forget, though. There is an event. It was just brought to my attention. If you are in the Wetumpka area, there will be this Sunday. There will be a prayer vigil held this Sunday at 5:30 on the courthouse steps located in downtown Wetumpka in honor of Charlie Kirk and his family, as well as the unnecessary crime that continues to take place amongst us. This is open to every church, every citizen, and every elected official. We need to come together as a community to lock arms and pray. Again, it'll be this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on the courthouse steps in downtown Wetumpka, a prayer vigil for Charlie Kirk and his family. Just wanted to make sure y'all knew that was going on. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians. But we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll-free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capitol Oyster Bar. We're located over here on the beautiful Alabama River. If you had never been here, we're easy to get to. Jump on I-65, take the North Boulevard exit. We'll take the first exit. That's Louisville Street. Hit the bottom of the ramp. Turn right, turn right, turn right. That's 3 times. You're going to pass the RV park, and you'll pull up on the Oyster Bar. We're looking over the river. We've got a fryer, a steamer, and a grill. We cook up great food down here. Got a crew puts out some good food. If you like it steamed, we got those oysters Rockefeller. Got shrimp from Argentina. Snow crab from Alaska. So I know there's something in there you're going to love from the steamer. Good old hamburger, a great ribeye steak. Check it all out, CapitolOysterBar.com. You'll see what's going on, how to rent a pontoon boat, just a driver's license and a credit card. You'll be good. And the upcoming shows. No show this Sunday, but next Sunday, Gracie Curran's in town. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, get down here soon. Don't forget, no show this Sunday. We're going to have a great time with all you. Come on down here and bring your whole family with you. Come on, let's fill those bellies up.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that is bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACB.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. What a week it's been so far. Before I forget, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services and their Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. Could be you just need basic protection. They got your back for that for a very reasonable fee. They do this new monthly subscription thing. And I think it's a great way to pay for pest control because you can control costs.
Absolutely.
And budget year-round for it. And so it starts with basic pest control. You can add on top of that termite inspection protection, mosquito protection, and it works, by the way. Still working up on the lake?
Very well.
I love that. Then, of course, they can treat the yard for fire ants, for fleas, for ticks.
Yep.
Maybe somebody leaves something sugary out in the kitchen. Now you got a little line of ants.
That ain't never no good.
Yeah, they can handle all your pest control issues. And as the seasons change, you better watch out for those mice, for those
think they're gonna be
spiders.
sneaking in, wanting to spend the winter in your house.
So y'all check them out today at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or just call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's go to Connie real quick. Hey, Connie.
Hi. I don't know. I don't know why it's echoing.
How about now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. I have a lot to say. I hope I can be coherent. But I've been at battle with myself. Maybe a lot of other people are too with themselves. But I've had to battle the anger and the hate and everything. But then the thought came to me this morning, what would Charlie say about the young man who shot him? Is he in heaven saying, okay, Jesus, go get him, kill him, send him to hell? Is that what he would say?
No.
Or would he say, Jesus, this young man is grown up in a world where he's been taught this hatred. There are demons everywhere influencing people. This man needs to be saved. If he gets the death penalty, save him before he dies. I think that's what Charlie would say.
I think you're right, Connie.
And I'm battling this in my own heart because I want to get him. And don't get me wrong. Part of the problem here is there is no justice. People aren't paying for their sins. They're committing crimes and judges are letting them back out. So if they never pay a price for what they do, they're not going to understand. And so I'm not saying that this man needs to pay a price. And whether he gets life in prison or if he gets the death penalty, we need to pray for his soul because he's a child of God too, who's been led down a wrong path by our culture and the demons.
Well, I think the battle will continue, but right now the battle looks good. You're going towards the right side, Connie.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It is. I feel the same way.
I mean, I have to battle with myself, but then God reminds me, God said, if you have hatred in your heart, then you've committed murder against somebody. You know, if I hate somebody, I've killed them in my heart. And so then God says to me, are you a murderer? Have you ever hated? Do you deserve my mercy? And we have to remember that Saul killed Christians with a vengeance and the stoning of Stephen. And yet, look what God did with his life. And he became Paul and a great witness for God. So we don't ever know God's ways are higher than our ways.
Amen. Thank you, Connie.
And okay.
Well put. Really good
Well
call.
done. Well done.
Let's go to Dr. Bill Chitwood.
Yeah.
I'm just first time meeting you, Dr. Bill. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Joey.
Thank you for having me on. Blame Troy for me calling in.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
So I want to start off with your thoughts on, and maybe Connie teed this up well, your thoughts on what's going on with the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Well, A, very tragic. B, the young 22-year-old, a lot of things are percolating on social media right now. I know that you mentioned earlier that the conspiracy theorists are already saying that Mossad killed him. I'm not sure that that is what's happening, but there is some circumstantial things. Lately, Charlie had been asking questions about just what is going on in Gaza. And those theories are going to circulate regardless. It's come out that he's supposedly a registered Republican and a Mormon, and he wasn't living at home, and his parents had no idea. As an old child psychiatrist, I want to know, A, what about his high school? B, what about his college? Did he have some of these crazy liberal professors who are radicalizing him?
Right.
That's the question that I want to know about that I haven't seen anything about yet.
Yeah, and you do wonder, like, why does the radical grab certain people? And, like, sometimes it grabs certain people and it's more pose, or it's more an interesting intellectual exercise. But sometimes these radical ideas grab people and it leads them to something like this. And you got to wonder, to your point, when that process began. And it sounds like he was saying, you could kind of, hindsight being 2020, what he was saying at that family dinner, like they didn't like it, but man, he really meant that he thought Charlie was spreading hate and he was going to stop it, which is hateful itself.
Yeah, that's concerning. I think that all of us need to apply the Bongino rule. We need to take 72 hours to see just what is going to stand up and what is not.
Here.
Because as we all know, social media these days, it's a 15-second news cycle. People are putting stuff out just to put it out. So I've seen that one of the bullets had carved on it, "Oh, ciao, Bella, oh, Bella, ciao," the old Italian drinking song that has become an Antifa favorite.
Yeah, and it was used. I think, I believe it was used during Mussolini. They would, the mockers would do that too. So yeah, it's Antifa.
Is that real? I don't know. They're certainly not going to ask me to come in and look at the bullets.
So do you think Antifa is going to be put under a microscope now because it says he was registered with them?
I would hope so. I'm not certain that it will happen, but. And here's the thing. If they say something, who will believe it and who won't? There's been so much betrayal these last few years, so many obvious falsehoods, so much gaslighting, so much in your face. Something is true, but oh no, that's not the case. Once trust is destroyed, it's hard to get back.
True. And, one thing Troy told me off air that you also wanted to touch on was kind of a follow-up on this awful story that came out of Bibb County about the abuse and torture of children.
Yeah, guy Russell Shane Crow was just convicted by a Blount County jury. Took them less than 15 minutes. Pamela Casey, the DA, is going to call for consecutive sentences. I have a quote up on an article on aopolitics.com for her today. There are no words to describe what this young lady endured. He is evil. He was convicted on, 2 counts of sexual torture of a child under the age of 12, distributing controlled substance to a minor, rape in the first degree, 3 counts of sodomy in the first degree, sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12, 2 counts of unlawful imprisonment, indecent exposure, and menacing.
Man.
The menacing character sentence of up to 6 months. The sexual torture of a child is a Class A felony, 10 years to life, life without parole under certain extenuating circumstances. And given the circumstances of the case, which I'm not going to read on the air because that'll get us all shut down. I suspect the AKC will ask for that.
Okay. And I'll just to be clear, this is Blount County. This is not the other thing in Bibb County. I want to make sure we're not confusing our audience here.
Yeah, this is a completely different ball.
Okay. Well,
this is one girl, 9 years old.
She was left in this guy's care over the weekend. Stepfather went to pick her up Sunday, and she was having hallucinations of bugs and snakes and rats crawling on her. And they took her to the hospital, and she came back positive for methamphetamines.
Wow.
And they had to sedate her because she was out of her mind. And when she woke up, they interviewed her. She gave a tragic story. They got a warrant. They went to this guy's residence. They found the evidence. They presented the evidence, including DNA evidence and pictures. And like I say, less than 15 minutes to convict this guy.
Well, and it means vigilance vigilance is the word, especially with monsters everywhere.
Amen.
I appreciate it, Dr. Bill. And again, folks, this has been Dr. Bill Chitwood, and I do blame Troy, but I blame him in a good way. Thank you, Troy, for introducing me to this.
Where are you at, Doc? Where can you be found?
I'm in Birmingham. I'm on the web at alpolitics.com.
That's right.
On X and on Facebook, too. alpolitics.com.
Gotcha, man.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you much.
Again, 272-9228. We got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Are you ready for some football? Whether you yell War Eagle or Roll Tide, if you're fourth and goal, then it's time you call in a special team, Alabama Home Mortgage. I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage, where we make mortgages easy. With a starting lineup like ours, you can rest assured that you are dealing with the MVPs of the mortgage industry here at Alabama Home Mortgage. Do you feel like you're being blocked on every play? Take a time out and make the call that will change it all. Call Alabama Home Mortgage at 567-4223, or you can visit our website, myalabamahomemortgage.com. Together, we can create the playbook that will lead to your financial victory. Don't let the clock run out. Call Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. 567-4223. Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. War Eagle, Roll Tide. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Officially 10 days away from the official start of fall, but believe me, summer is not done yet. Each day is getting a little hotter. In fact, I've got us in the lower 90s today with plenty of sunshine. And over the weekend, still storm-free and dry with highs in the lower 90s. At least the nights are comfortable. We're looking for mid-60s tonight. That's good. Continue through Monday and middle 90s by Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Let's go to the phones, talk to Sam. Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Oh my goodness. Hey,
I catch you in the middle of something?
I'm getting a box together for a pregnant cat. I'm here at the farm, and last night we had one of our farm cats got in the house and had some kittens, and all day I've been looking for them. Just found them. They're literally on a platter in the kitchen. Man. There's always something.
Don't eat them. Don't eat them. Don't eat them.
No, no, they're precious. Yeah. Anyways, getting her box together. You know, it's funny part. Think how things have changed the last couple of days. Here go Troy. 2 days ago, I was waiting to talk to Joey, and he had just declared that he was full of crap, and everybody was full of crap.
Yep.
And we were having.
I saw that.
Especially people that waste way too much time commenting on YouTube. I don't mean you.
I know. That's all right. But anyway, Lord, I am the one full of crap. But it, just man, you're having a fine show, brother. Well, yeah. Thanks, Dr. Major, for calling in, and good doctor. Yeah, man. Everybody called it. Okay, I saw the interview with Donald Trump Jr. and Director Patel, FBI Director Patel, earlier today, and just what I heard from them, and I think what I heard from the president, that they are going to be taking a real look at Antifa. I think they're going to be going after them. The way they were talking about the people the young man is associated with, and I believe that's on the table. But I also heard something that had me thinking. For this, and it's been declared that there's a lot of bots. There's a lot of traffic on the web. Digital war. We're being attacked from different places, Russia and different places, Chinese.
Makes sense.
And I heard a call use AI to clean up the internet and to get rid of the bots. And like I said, when I hear something like that, first thing I think is, well, that's going to be the AI virus. But we'll see. That's if somebody is saying that, it may get anyway. Nothing may have come of that at all, but it just that caught my ear. Excuse me.
Well, I appreciate it, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, man, that's what I had, guys. We're all full of crap. Just keep that in mind.
You said
bless y'all.
See you, Sammy.
272-922. Let's go to Randall. Hey, Randall, how you doing?
Hello, fellas.
How you doing, Randall?
Good. I sent Joey and Eddie the videos, but if you could get it, it'd be good too. If you listen to the gunshot it was video from the back.
Yep.
It ain't no 30-06. It makes like it had a silencer on it.
Well, it did.
And
I
then
think, didn't it? It had a suppressor on the Sportster, I believe. I saw a picture.
The one I saw didn't have it on there.
Okay, well, maybe I'm mistaken.
I saw something on the end of it.
Well, you know what? The acoustics, brother, the acoustics can sound different, but I'm not doubting it. But so what are you suggesting then? You think there's a grassy knoll shooter maybe?
Yeah, I think it's something else going on. And the other thing is that he couldn't have done it by himself, because the two people in the corner behind Charlie, they gave signs out. One of them picked his ear and done the top of his cap, and then went back to his ear. The other one done like a steal sign in baseball, went from the top of his shoulder to the elbow. Yeah. And I sent the videos to him. You can see it good. And then the other part,
I'll look at him.
The other part is that a girl slid around to the side, and she was in the video. Somebody else was video behind her. And she started yelling. They didn't start moving until she started yelling, "He's just been shot." So that means they didn't hear it, or they didn't hear much of it down front, because it wasn't echoing off the building like it was in the back. So they didn't move as soon as he was shot. It was a good few seconds till that girl started hollering. Okay. And so I just don't believe it was that rifle. I mean, it'd have been a loud sound downrange from a 30-06. So, but that's all I had. I just want to throw that in there.
Appreciate the theory.
I will look at it.
Yes, sir.
See you, Rendell.
Thank you, buddy.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Jimmy. How y'all doing today, guys?
Good, Jimmy. How you doing?
Hey, great, guys. Look, I have a point I want to make, but the caller who just called, talking about the two men behind Charlie Kirk, making hand signals.
Mm-hmm.
If you work security, and I have before, the two guys were his two personal bodyguards who have been with him for years. Yes, and they were hand signaling to other security in the crowd because the crowd was loud and sometimes the radio doesn't work right.
Amen. I thought that too.
My other point is listening to these Democrat narcissist gaslighting hypocrites get on TV with their crocodile tears. There's no room for political violence. Are you kidding me?
Come on.
How long have they been calling for political violence against Trump? Since 2016?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's infuriating.
And it's not just Trump; it's any Republican or conservative they think is effective.
Anybody that disagrees with him, it's violence. And if you notice, there hasn't been any violence since he was assassinated. There's been no fires, no looting, no burning down cities.
True.
I mean, I'm not nowhere near racist, but if you flip the script, say it was Reverend Al Sharpton, Utah would have been burnt to the ground.
You're not wrong.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, I'm just limited on time. Don't have time to get into a bunch of theories, and I do appreciate the call, Jimmy, because I think if the script was flipped, well, we don't even have to run the experiment. We've seen it. In recent memory. We got it this last break. We'll be right back. Oh, actually, sorry. See, look at both of y'all taking headphones off.
Yeah, we got things to do.
This is part of the
He's like, I got to fire.
My favorite comment is Mark Cummey going, Eddie, wake up on the stream. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate. I get it.
They watch him because he's prone to certain things. Like that's what Mark told me.
So this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, and they can help out fellas, right? Yeah, right.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that get in their 50s and 60s, maybe even their 40s, and they're like, I just
getting old.
Tired
Just
and
getting
sluggish,
old,
and that's
yeah.
just part of getting old.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, no. It doesn't have to be that way. Low energy and performance issues, you know what I'm talking about, aren't inevitable.
I don't know anything about that.
Solutions exist. You must have gone to Montgomery Men's Health.
I have seen this, something like that, yes.
There's no guesswork there, no gimmicks, just real science and effective treatments. The urologists and providers of Montgomery Men's Health will tailor solutions specifically to your body and goals. And it's not only a testosterone check, they have ED treatments and other options many men don't even know exist. A consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. Guys, you only got one life. Procrastination's only going to make this worse. Don't tell yourself, oh, I'm just getting older. No, you need to get checked out so you can be yourself again.
That's right.
That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can always make an appointment at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Book that appointment today. Now we'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hey, this is David Little from Tucker Pecan Company. We've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for over 10 years now, and the results have been amazing. Every day, we have new customers that come in that have heard us on all the different radio stations that we advertise on. If you want to help your business grow, the best way to do it is through radio advertising through Blue Water Broadcasting. They do a great job in promoting our business and helping us grow our business, and hopefully they can help you grow your business too.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors. Your ride to freedom starts here.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome back. Yeah, seeing a lot of comments online. It was the Groypers who did this, as they call it, and that's the thing. All these like fringe, though growing elements of online culture. It is a real thing. It might happen if this fringe element of online culture continues to be violent. Everyday people be like, I don't understand the difference. We're just going to round all y'all up. Just saying.
Sort of like the military. If one of you screw up, everybody
screws up.
That's right. Yeah, I got to get down.
Anyway, let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray.
Man, I haven't listened today quite a bit. It's been a good day today. You know, as I said yesterday, really not in the mood to sell floors. So why don't we do this? I want to invite everybody to church on Sunday.
Amen, brother.
Okay, because in all seriousness, right now it's got everybody thinking about life and death. We're all going to die. And God's appointed every one of us the time. And when that time hits, there's nothing you can do about it. If you are not comfortable coming to church because you don't have the proper dress code, as you would think, that's an excuse. That's something the devil's putting in your ear. Mm-hmm. I go to Heritage Baptist in Prattville on 31. Our church service is 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I will wear shorts this Sunday and a T-shirt. So if you only have shorts and a T-shirt, please come sit with me. Nice. And we'll let everybody stare at us together. But I want you to hear the gospel. I want you to understand who Jesus is. And death is not scary. It's part of living. We got a time to be born and we got a time to die. But what is scary is if you don't know Jesus, then that is scary. And so I really do, if you don't have a church home or you haven't been somewhere in a long, long time, come Sunday. Come as you are, as the hymn says. You don't have to dress up. It is our homecoming Sunday, so it's going to have a lot of stuff going on, but we would love to have you. And I sit on the back row, too.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's an even better sell right there.
Every day's a ministry. Every day's a ministry.
We're not going to ask Ben, our pastor, to stand up and introduce you in church in front of everybody.
Look, he's got shorts on next to Ray.
Yeah. That's the second week.
That boy's a Catholic. What's he doing in here?
But seriously, if you don't have a church and you don't, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, it's an hour. Well, Ben preaches a little long, maybe an hour 15. But you're out before the 12 o'clock crowd hits. So yeah, come on, we'll have fun on Sunday, okay?
Well, I appreciate you, Ray.
Well done, Ray.
All right, guys, y'all have a great weekend.
See you later, Ray.
Well done.
So pretty much just got a minute here. Guess we learned some things today. We learned that the guy was caught. I think this whole time, people have been jumping to conclusions. Let it play out. Let it play out.
I have a thought for you for the weekend. It is better to have a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
I think so. Actually, I think.
Just think about that for a while.
There's something.
It's what we till, what we're growing right now.
Right. Well, and I will say that old pin is mightier thing.
They've never faced automatic fire.
Yeah,
I can tell you that much.
Yeah, but then I'm stealing this from Hitchens. But if you can imagine a tank operator or even a drone operator who's put a good poem in his head or a good verse in his head, it might, anything's possible.
It is psych warfare. But hey, what about the Tiananmen Square? That guy wasn't stronger than the tank, unfortunately.
No, that's true. There's it's a sort of balancing. You got the right thing, and you have the means to back it up.
Call people on the ground in front of a tank crunchies.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yep. Anyway, on that martial note,
there'll be a quiz.
You'll stay tuned. Greg's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The Trump administration has asked an appeals court to remove Lisa Cook from